Your second place qualifier, Dana Miller-Mackey. And your top qualifier after 24 games of qualifying competition, Lucy Sandelin. A nice round of applause for all 8 of our senior Women's U.S. Open qualifiers. Moving to the regular field of competition after 24 games, your player qualifying in 16th place, Rocio Restrepo. In 15th place, Yuka Tushishaya. In 14th place, Brittany Hamilton. In 13th place, Jody Westner. In 12th place, the defending champion, Leanne Olsenberg. Your 11th place qualifier, Rachel Perez. Qualifying in 10th place, Kayla Bandy. Qualifying in 9th place, Erin McCarthy. Qualifying in 8th place, Brenda Padilla. Qualifying in 7th place, Liz Johnson. Qualifying in 6th place, Stephanie Nation. Qualifying in 5th place, Tennille Milligan. Qualifying in 4th place, Shannon O'Keefe. Qualifying in 3rd place, Missy Parkin. Qualifying in 2nd place, Linda Barnes. My pleasure to introduce to you your high qualifier after 24 games, Kelly Kulick. Ladies and gentlemen, how about a nice round of applause for the top 16 qualifiers in this year's bowling U.S. Women's Open, presented by the brands of Ebonite International. Ladies and gentlemen, this evening, the ladies in the regular division are bowling their first 8 games of a 16-game round-robin competition. The senior ladies are bowling all 8 games of their round-robin competition. In both events, the winner of each match will receive a 30 pins bonus for winning the match, a 15 pin bonus for a tie. In the senior division this evening only, the 8th game of competition will be a position round match to determine the top 4 players advancing to tomorrow's step-ladder competition that will begin at 1 p.m. to determine the Women's U.S. Senior Open Champion. The ladies in the regular division will return for their final 8 games of round-robin competition beginning tomorrow at 3 p.m. In both events, the scores for both competitions do carry over until the step-ladder finals. We would like to remind all spectators the use of flash cameras is strictly prohibited during competition. We'd like to ask that you please refrain from asking any of our participants for autographs until they have completed their tournament play. Don't forget there is U.S. Open apparel and merchandise available for purchase near our registration area, and that all spectators must remain on the carpeted area and out of the settee and stairs to the settee area as a part of the National Bowling Stadium Emergency Evacuation Procedure Code. Smoking is not allowed in the National Bowling Stadium at any time. Ladies, your lanes are now on for 10 minutes of practice.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Match Play at the U.S. Women's Open here live at the National Bowling Stadium. Lucas Wiseman and Jason Overstreet with you as we gear up for the first round of matches here at the U.S. Women's Open as we begin the journey towards the television show in the regular division. There are 16 games remaining, and the top 5 players out of this 16-player field will advance to Wednesday's telecast. In addition to the regular division, we also have 8 bowlers left in the senior U.S. Women's Open. They are bowling down on the high end of the bowling center. We will have a camera down there for you. Lucy Sandelin versus Dana Miller-Mackey in the first match. There's 8 players in the seniors. They bowl tonight. 8 games of round-robin match play. Cut to the top 4 for the stepladder finals tomorrow at 1 p.m. Pacific time. Rachel Perez versus Leanne Holsenberg, one of our featured matches for this opening round. The other match, Jody Wessner versus Brittany Hamilton. The winner of each match will receive 30 bonus pins. The loser obviously will get nothing. A tie, each player gets 15 pins. We should run through the results for you heading into this round. Qualifying has now concluded, and we have just the 16 players left in the regular division. You can find this complete qualifying standings on my Facebook page, facebook.com/LucasUSBC. That's facebook.com/LucasUSBC. As we take a look at Dana Miller-Mackey taking on Lucy Sandelin in the senior division. I can tell you that Kelly Kulick in the regular division was the #1 player coming into match play. Linda Barnes qualified 2nd. Missy Parkin 3rd. Shannon O'Keefe 4th. Tennille Milligan 5th. Stephanie Nation 6th. Liz Johnson 7th. In 8th place, it's Brenda Padilla. 9th is recent Midland grad Erin McCarthy. 10th is former Pikeville bowler Kayla Bandy. Rachel Perez, 11th. Leanne Holsenberg in 12th. Jody Wessner qualified 13th. Brittany Hamilton, 14th. Yuka Shushea in 15th. And Rocio Restrepo, the Colombian, the last one to make it in to the cut at +498. Anita Mann's the first one out at +482. Deandra Beatty, +478. Misses by 20 pins. So that's the recap in the regular division. In the senior division, Lucy Sandelin leading the way by 153 pins over Dana Miller-Mackey. Robin Romeo is 3rd, Jeannie Nacarado 4th, Paula Vidal in 5th, Mandy Wilson 6th, Teresa Ross 7th, and Pamela Pancoast is qualified 8th for match play. All pins carry forward. They do not drop the pins at any point, so all the pins push forward till the end of 40 games to determine the qualifiers for the TV show in the regular division. Look at Jody Wessner. Apologize for the stick being in the way. We'll get that fixed for tomorrow. Jody Wessner and Brittany Hamilton both have started with a double here in this match. This one is a high hard one there for Jody Wessner for the front 3.
Yeah, a lot of strikes in that contest to start things off.
Rachel Perez started with a double, now a spare. We're watching the players kind of in the middle range of the field right here. None of the players really are out of it as far as making the TV show. 16th place Restrepo at 498. +498. 5th place is +658. So it's about a 160 pin gap from 5th down to 16th, and with 16 games to go and 30 bonus pins for each win, that is absolutely nothing, and anybody in the match play field could potentially make it to the show. Brittany and Jody both with the front 3 as Leanne leaves the single pin over to Lucy Sandelin. Lucy up by 12 early on in this match against Dana Miller-Mackey, a matchup of the top 2 senior bowlers here this week. defending champion, misses the 10 pin.
And Brittany gets a late trip for the front four.
Looks like Brittany's come to play here. And again, these matches are just one-game matches. And it's round-robin match play, so everybody bowls everybody else one game, and then there's a position round at the end. So tonight, there'll be a position round in the senior division. So actually, the regular division may finish ahead of the senior division. I'm not. I don't think they'll make the regular division wait, but I'm not sure. Holsenberg, that one a little slow and goes high, and Leanne leaves the 4-pin. She's down by 12 early on against Rachel Perez.
Westner matches. So
Both players 4 for 4. Pretty good.
Yep. Washout conversion there for Miller Mackey.
Miller Mackey down 12 against Sandelin.
Appreciate everybody on the East Coast staying up late with us. Glad to have you joining us for the National Bowling Stadium here. Live in Reno, should be some great action. Hope you'll take a moment to let everybody know in your social media network that Bowling's U.S. Women's Open is live on Bowl TV.
Good call, Jason. I'm going to go on the USBC Facebook page and post that right now.
All right. They'll be there to share. Direct everyone here and check out this great event. If you haven't heard, the finals of this event will be contested on specially constructed lanes right leading up to the Reno Arch, the iconic arch here in downtown Reno. So it's going to be a great novelty and a lot of extra excitement and attention here for the finals. This event brought to you by the Bowling Proprietors Association of America, BPAA. They are in town for Bowl Expo, the premier trade show in the bowling industry. Appreciate BPAA inviting Bowl TV to come in and bring you this action. Also, certainly appreciate the sponsors of this event, the brands of Ebonite, making a huge contribution to help make this event possible. Big thanks to Jana King, also one of the sponsors. I believe there's going to be the Jana King Party Zone will be part of the setup there for the finals, so that's something that's going to be very cool.
Both players front 5 in this one as Brittany Hamilton goes front 6.
Also thanks to Lipton, one of the sponsors of this event, as well as the Tri-Property Hotel and Casinos here in Reno, Silver Legacy, Circus, El Dorado. Terrific partners for this event and the sport of bowling. Thrilled to be able to be staying there. It's just really a terrific time to be in Reno.
Hey, this is some match between Westner and Hamilton here. They've combined thrown 11 shots, and they have all been strikes. This is what match play is all about, folks, right here. As Westner goes high flush for the front 6, and both players are perfect through 6 frames. Wow. What a start for both Westner and Hamilton. See, this is what I'm talking about, Jason.
It's a way to make a move.
Nobody's out of it, and these players are, 14th, 13th, and 14th in the standings. But one big game, they're right up there near the top 5. Especially early on here, they're making a statement and making some of these players in front of them start to feel the pressure early on here in match play. I'll tell you, Dana Miller-Mackey is having a rough go of it down there. She's down 32 against Lucy Sandelin at the halfway point. Here's Westner looking for the front 7. Goes a little high and leaves the 4-pin. That'll give Brittany Hamilton a chance to take the lead in the 7th. Holsenberg trailing by 24. Now make it 26 against Rachel Perez in this match. See Dana Miller-Mackey converting the single pin. We will have the finals of the senior division, the 4-player stepladder final tomorrow at 1 p.m. Pacific time, 4 p.m. Eastern. And that'll be immediately followed by the conclusion of match play in the regular division, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. Great time of the day for everybody in all time zones, and it will be a stellar field and a stellar final to our Bowl TV coverage of this event tomorrow afternoon and evening. Brittany Hamilton gearing up here for the 7th frame with 6 consecutive strikes and an opportunity to take the lead on Wessner in this match. Erin McCarthy has gone spare 6-bagger in her match against Kayla Bandy. And Brittany comes up light, leaves the double wood. So now Jody Wessner will have the lead, regardless of what Brittany does on the spare attempts here. It looks like Missy Parkin has the front 5 against Shannon O'Keefe down outside of the range of our cameras.
Now Lucy Sandlin has run into a little bit of trouble. See if she can convert the washout. Nice shot there by Sandlin.
She's up by 28 in the 6th frame. Rachel Perez. Double 9 spare 3-bagger for Perez, and she has bowled really exceptionally in stretches in this tournament. I think she's gone through some rocky stretches as well, and right now she's
commanding this one.
She's in a good stretch right now. She's dominating Leanne Holsenberg in that one. It's front 6 for Missy Parkin down on lane 27. Well, Holsenberg is pretty much getting close to out of the wood in this match, but she certainly needs to try to add as much pinfall as she can to help her total, because even if you lose, still add your plus or subtract to your plus minus each game.
Lucy Sandlin scrambling but staying clean.
Yeah, she just converted a split. I don't know what it was. A baby split?
Baby split, yeah, so washout conversion followed by baby split conversion. Thought that 9-pin might stay up for Jody, but it went down.
She's up by a pin with 2 frames to go. Both players potential 270 games.
Miller Mackey strikes, that's a double.
Cuts into it a little bit, still down 26. Holsenberg looking for a double, but no chance on that one. She just looks uncomfortable so far. Missy Parkin did leave a single pin after starting with the front 6. Erin McCarthy's on fire here. Spare 8-bagger for McCarthy against Kayla Bandy. McCarthy's going to win and take the 30 bonus pins and have a huge game. It's a good match here between Western and Hamilton. They are firing away.
Take a look at the scoreboard in that contest. A lot of strikes.
There are. Both players missed in the same frame. It's now an 11-pin lead for Wessner by virtue of that double.
Back to the senior side.
Lucy with a strike in the 8th. Dana Miller-Mackey has thrown a triple and has cut it to 16 with 2 frames to go.
Hamilton's 9th frame.
That's way right. She gets 6. Count doesn't matter, it's on a strike. Rachel Perez trying to keep her string of strikes going. That's going to go a little high and leave a 4-pin.
Or Lucy Sandlin in the 8th. She's looking to double with this shot.
Can go up 26.
Gets it.
Yep.
Brittany unable to convert the washout.
Yeah, so now she's in huge trouble here. Looks like she's probably going to lose this one. Even if she strikes out, Jody Westner just needs a mark. Dana Miller-Mackey unable to put another strike on the board, so now she's in a little bit of trouble, down 21. Brittany recovers in the 10th frame. First game coming to a close here in match play. Kayla Bandy's going to shoot 237 with a strike on her fill ball, but it's not going to be enough. Erin McCarthy can shoot 290 this game. Appreciate everybody joining us on this evening here at the National Bowling Stadium in Reno, Nevada. Lucas Wiseman and Jason Overstreet with you at the U.S. Women's Open presented by the Brands of Ebonite International. Here's our defending champ in the 9th frame. She's going to lose this first match, and now for sure, because she just left a split. Dana Miller-Mackey continuing to struggle. A lot of washouts for her this game. She will lose this game to Lucy Sandelin. Hamilton punches out for 246. That forces Westner to get a mark to win the game. Jason, maybe we can get eyes on Erin McCarthy for her 10th frame when she comes up here in a moment, if you don't mind.
We will do that.
She's going in with a chance for a 290 game. Going to have the high game, potentially, of this block. Of this game, I should say. And just to clarify for Captain Hook in the chat, nobody is eliminated. It is not a bracket or anything like that. There's Erin McCarthy, 10th frame. Goes high, leaves the 4-pin. She'll still be in the 260s this game with the spare. 269 if she can go spare strike. It is round robin match play, so all the players bowl all 16 games of match play. And at the end of that, a 40-game total plus bonus pins will determine the top 5 for the TV show in the regular division. Lucy Sandelin leaves the 7-pin.
Those of you who follow collegiate bowling, perhaps familiar with Erin McCarthy. Had a fine year, both on the team side and the singles side of the USBC Intercollegiate Championships.
170 for Dana Miller-Mackey. Lucy Sandelin will shoot 205 if she strikes on the fill. Westner got the first one in the 10th to lock up the win against Hamilton. As we watch Leanne convert the spare. Leanne only going to be in the 170s here. Westner second shot in the 10th to get into the 270s. 10-pin. Be a 268, 246 win for Jody Westner over Brittany Hamilton. Diana Teeters with a question in the chat. Good evening, Diana. The 8 games of match play in the senior division will indeed determine the 4 finalists for tomorrow's stepladder finals right here on Bowl TV. So we will know the 4 senior finalists this evening.
Did you recount the score already in our senior featured match, Lucas?
Yeah, 205, 170. Sandelin
That one is
wins.
now concluded.
McCarthy defeats Bandy, 267, 235. Kelly Kulick is going to win her opening game. Kelly taking on Linda Barnes down there. Linda Barnes only shoots 188. Rachel Perez easily going to beat Leanne Holsenberg here. Rachel can still shoot 238. Leanne only had 179. Yuka Tsuchiya will shoot 259 and beat Rocio Restrepo's 227. There's a look at the Japanese player. I'm able to get most of the Japanese names pretty good, but hers I just can't get down for some reason. It's a little bit more of a challenging name. Hiro Noda, our Japanese photographer, was trying to teach me, and I didn't quite get it. There she is, Yuka. We'll just call her Yuka from now on. That's her first name. 258, a good start for her. 258, 227 win over Rocio Restrepo. Kelly Kulick, 237 to 188 win over Linda Barnes. Tennille Milligan defeats Stephanie Nation, 258, 228. Erin McCarthy, 267 to 235.
Well, as we wait, I want to thank all of the USBC members that are in the audience. Bowl TV, brought to you by the United States Bowling Congress. And all of its members help make this possible. So please make sure as fall leagues approach, make sure that you're bowling in USBC certified leagues. It is the USBC membership that allows this kind of action to be brought to you. So we hope that you're enjoying it and appreciate our USBC members and hope that we'll have you back again in a USBC league this fall.
So this first game coming to a close. Looks like they're going to make everybody wait before they start the next game. Seniors all bowled pretty fast, so I'm not sure they're so happy about that down there. Liz Johnson going to be the last one to finish up. Liz only going to shoot 191 here, and Brenda Padilla 216. So Brenda, that's probably the lowest scoring match that we've had. Missy Parkin 244, Shannon O'Keefe 197. As we get geared up for game 2. Looks like we'll have on the featured pairs Erin McCarthy versus Linda Barnes, Kelly Kulick versus Rocio Restrepo, and the senior match, Mandy Wilson versus Pamela Pankos.
That's a great thing about this field. There's going to be an entertaining match pretty much no matter what. No bad matchups. And so that's going to be, you know, something that's interesting. Well, if you're just joining us, this is live coverage of bowling's U.S. Women's Open. Just finished game 1 of the match play round. Game 2 coming. I'm Jason Overstreet along with Lucas Wiseman.
Jason, you got to be tired. You were up bright and early this morning flying in from Arlington.
The time change is not working to my advantage today, but you know, the good thing is the bowling excitement does, because you know this is fun stuff. I love match play. It's great to watch, and just thrilled to be here. There's a ton of folks in here for Bowl Expo that are watching as well, and this is exciting stuff.
So we're getting ready to start here. This next game, game 2 of 8. It looks like it's going to take about a half an hour a game, Jason. So could be here a little while this evening.
Well, that's the only thing that can be a challenge in the format when you essentially can only bowl as fast as your slowest pair.
Yeah, and they're stopping them. John Lucido giving some instruction. It sounds like they're going to have to swap the arrows manually after each game.
So that may take a little bit of time too. Of course, the National Bowling Stadium this year home to the USBC Women's Championships. So a little reconfiguration of some of the scoring system programming to accommodate the match play portion here of the U.S. Women's Open. as Lucas mentioned, we'll get a good look here at Erin McCarthy, who we were talking about in the previous match. She'll be taking on Linda Barnes, so the up-and-comer taking on a veteran who's been in the big show a few times. In fact, on the U.S. Women's Open telecast last year. Looking to make it back and over on the other featured pair. Speaking of having been at the big show a time or two, Kelly Kulick.
Yeah.
Has some experience with that. How about that new commercial that Kelly's in, by the way? That is really cool. If you haven't seen that tire commercial that Kelly is in, and it's pretty neat.
Yeah, I generally don't pay attention to commercials, but I was watching TV with my girlfriend Danielle, and she goes, "Hey, Kelly Kulick was just on TV." I'm like, "What are you talking about? Kelly Kulick's not on TV. We're watching baseball." And we rewound the DVR, and all of a sudden, there she was.
Well, it's
mainstream TV.
one thing to not pay attention to commercials that much, but when you see somebody that you know,
oh, yeah.
it's kind of cool.
Yeah, it is. It is pretty cool. Linda Barnes working on a strike to start. Makes it a double. So Barnes with a double to start. McCarthy has started with a strike as well. Restrepo taking on Kulick, and Kelly started with a strike. Rocio with the 6-10 leave. Here's McCarthy. Boy, that was way left. Leaves the 6. Now, I'm hoping that we can get the standings updated after each game on Facebook, so hopefully we'll be able to do that. We'll be working on that best we can here as we move along.
I was talking with Rocio during the break, and she said that she likes match play. You know, match play is her thing.
Oh, yeah.
but when you draw Kelly Kulick, I wonder if that feels a little bit less like where you want to be.
Rocio loves a good challenge, so she's licking her chops at the opportunity to take down the number one player. I promise you that. Rocio is fiery, feisty, and competitive.
Yeah, she can be fun to watch when she gets in a groove.
She may let out a little excitement here if she strikes on this one. Because it wasn't high flush, we didn't get much out of her.
Interesting.
Yeah, trips out the 4.
Not fired up yet.
Not yet. It wasn't a great shot, so that might be why.
I guess you don't want to get too fired up in game 2. We'll see what Kelly has. Looks like a pretty solid strike.
Kelly with a double to start, an early 10-pin lead on Restrepo. You see Shannon O'Keefe off the distance there. Spare double to start for her against Brittany Hamilton. Here's our senior match. Mandy Wilson. A couple of spares to start against Pancos. Pancos with a 1-pin lead. It's like a who's who of bowling here today, isn't it, Jason? Everybody,
really
celebrities walking around all over the place with Bowl Expo in town. Kelly leaves the 10 on a double. By the way, Erin McCarthy missed a single pin in that match against Linda Barnes. Linda with a double to start, so McCarthy in an early hole here.
Linda, who had shoulder surgery after last year's U.S. Women's Open and has been doing a lot of physical therapy and rehab to get back into form, and is really just quite recently feeling like she's any semblance of being back on her game, and I'd say she's broken through.
Yeah, the question that we've been waiting to answer is how she's going to survive the 14 games today. She bowled 6 earlier and has 8 today, so we'll see how her body holds up.
Yeah, we don't
down the stretch.
know how. Something should ask her if we get a chance of how much she's been bowling in terms of so you put this many games on her shoulder any time recently. Certainly doesn't seem uncomfortable, but
Rowe with a double. She takes a 1-pin lead on Kelly Kulick. I can tell you it would be best for Linda if she just kept throwing strikes because that's less shots she has to throw.
Yeah, that makes it easier.
Certainly would take it easy on that shoulder. Here's McCarthy in the 4th. Working on the open, and Linda's throwing the front 4 at her, so Aaron in a lot of trouble early on. It's a better shot. Doesn't have to worry about the pesky single pin again. Oh, Rocio almost left an 8-10 on that shot, and that 8-pin kind of went straight back a little late. I guess unfair to say that it was almost an 8-10. The 8 went back pretty quick, but it was suspect ball reaction right there on that shot.
Yeah, I don't think she was happy with that. I don't know if it just had a little too much speed or what happened.
Maybe she missed it or something. Kayla Bandy's got the front 4 going right now against Tennille Milligan. Kelly Kulick. All even against Rocio Restrepo here. You can see Shannon O'Keefe off in the distance. That's a 4-bagger for her. She's opened up a 30-pin lead on Brittany Hamilton, who's gone spare strike, spare strike. Kulick, 4th frame. Kelly with the strike. Go over quickly to Linda Barnes, who's got the front 4. Kayla Bandy had the front 4, went 8-1 in the 5th. Linda unable to get it past 4 as well as she leaves the 4-pin. Mandy Wilson, former Team USA member. She actually made a Queen show here a number of years ago. Might have been the show Shannon Blahowski won. I can't remember. 2006, I want to say. A long time ago. I'm getting old, Jason. I can't remember anymore.
So 2006, not that long ago.
That's pretty long. That's 6 years. It's a long time ago when you go to 20 tournaments a year like I do. It's a lot of tournaments ago.
Hard to keep straight sometimes, I'm sure.
Yeah, my brain is like scrambled eggs these days. Here's Linda, the 6th, leading by, let's call it 31 against McCarthy. CJ in the chat wants to know how Stephanie is doing in her match. She's down on the low end, kind of out of our vision this match. McCarthy looking for 3 in a row, trying to narrow the gap against Barnes, and that is way right and leaves the washout.
The scoreboard for the Restrepo-Kulick matchup.
Nick Kelly with an open in the 5th. And Restrepo now has a 12-pin lead. As soon as we get some updated standings in, we'll bring those to you right away.
Conversion from McCarthy, and there's the scoreboard in that contest.
Linda Barnes still with a big lead, 35 pins.
Over to our senior contest where Pamela just kind of lost one off to the right that last shot.
Yeah, and she's fallen behind against
Recovered.
Mandy Wilson.
Covered nicely for the spare. Flat 10 for McCarthy. And while she was throwing it, Kulick strikes in the 6th.
Kulick down by 22 against Restrepo. Linda Barnes, 7th frame. Look at the 10. Oh, it wiggles and doesn't go. It was half over. Not quite half. It was half over. It would have fallen over. It was 49.9% of the way over.
It was close.
It was really close.
Let's take a look at the leaderboard.
Yeah, kind of a distant view. There's the senior division, and it's going to flip over now to the regular. You can see Kelly Kulick in the lead after one game. Missy Parkin in second. And Holstenberg has dropped into the last spot. So our defending champ has a lot of work to do to make it into the cut. The seniors, Lucy's still dominating. I'd be shocked if anybody catches her. She should be the top seed for the show. And I know it's moving pretty fast for everybody. The cut number for the TV show, plus 701 currently. It's McCarthy, it looks like. Restrepo's having a good game here. So is Barnes. Barnes up by 36 on McCarthy. So McCarthy had jumped into 5th. So after the first game, McCarthy jumped into the show, but she's going to drop back out this game, it looks like. As Linda gets the CDB tickler action there for the strike. Light hit, collapse in the bucket. Rowe leaves the 2-pin on that shot. She's still up by 31 on Kelly Kulick. Erin McCarthy, that one gets away from her. Leaves a 3-6, 9-10. She's going to lose this match to Linda Barnes. Pancoast in the senior match. It's not a very high scoring match between these two, and Pancoast down by 15 pins against Wilson. Here's Kelly. Trying to mount a late charge in this one against Restrepo. She's down by 31 pins. Look at the scoreboard. Rose having a pretty good game. Kelly with the open frame. That's kind of hindered Kelly's opportunity to win this game. Not quite over yet, though. Mandy Wilson looking for the double, crossing over, and doesn't get it. How about Kayla Bandy this game? 8 out of 9 strikes. She had an open in the 5th. Other than that, lots of strikes. Kulick looking for a double. Cuts the deficit to 21 with a frame and a half to go.
So it looks like the Kulick-Restrepo contest may be the one that is most interesting in terms of who gets the bonus pins.
Yeah, the advantage is certainly in Rocio's favor here. She's up by, still up by 21, and if she strikes here, she can shoot 248. The best that she can strike out for 248. It's 9th frame. So we watch Erin McCarthy shooting the rail here, and Restrepo can shoot 248. Well, not anymore.
No.
Kelly Kulick's max is 227, and Rocio's max, if she gets 2 of these, is, well, 224. So Kelly Kulick, the door just opened for her as Rocio left at 2.810. Diana Teeters in the chat, former pro, says she just turned 50. Well, Diana, I would encourage you to come bowl the USBC Senior Queens in October in Arlington. Rocio almost made that, by the way.
Yeah, she made
that was pretty
kind
close.
of a good run.
The Senior Queen's going to be in Arlington at the International Training and Research Center. You'll have a chance to visit the Hall of Fame. All kinds of goodies on tap for the senior women at that event. More information at bowl.com/senior master, or sorry, bowl.com/senior queens. Just got done doing the Senior Masters a couple weeks ago, or last week. Well, this thing has tightened up quite a bit here with Rocio Restrepo opening in the 9th. It has given Kelly Kulick a real opportunity. If Rocio strikes out for 224, Kelly would need to go double 8 to win by 1. Here's Rowe for a shot in the 10th. It's a good one. You can tell when she starts leaning into it like that, it's going to strike. There's some cheering going on down there. Not sure what it's for, but looks like Jeannie Nacarado shot 232, struck out the 10th. Maybe that's what it is.
It's Bowl Expo week. It's just a festive crowd.
That's right. Well, Jeannie Nacarado struck out to shut out Dana Miller-Mackey, so maybe that's what they were talking and cheering about down there. Chrissy Lee wants to know where the U.S. Women's Open will be next year. I haven't heard anything on that. Have you, Jason? I don't know if it's been determined.
I don't know that there's been an official announcement, and
I haven't heard anything. Yeah. BPAA runs the U.S. Women's Open, so I'm sure that they'll
Typically,
make an
an
announcement
official
eventually.
announcement has happened during Bowl Expo before, but since we were tied up with other engagements, we've not.
Haven't heard anything.
But we may be able to find out for you.
So Restrepo shoots 214, which means Kulick needs the first hit in the 10th and good count. She needs strike 8 spare, if I'm not mistaken.
That's Chrissy Lee from New Jersey. We appreciate your staying up with us. Part of one of our associations out in New Jersey. Got a chance to see Chrissy in Arlington at the USBC convention earlier this year. Always appreciate seeing our association friends in the chat.
Mandy Wilson just opened in the 10th, shot 172, and Pam Pankos threw a 3-dagger late in that one to win at 188-172. This is the 10th frame for Erin McCarthy. She's already going to lose. 226 for Linda Barnes. Erin McCarthy now can only shoot 174. Big shot here for Kulick. Strike 8 spare to win by 1, if my math is right. Kelly gets the first one. Still a little bit more work to do, though, here. Rachel Perez, 226 to 216 over Liz Johnson. Liz Johnson having a rough go of it early on here. Kayla Bandy will beat Tennille Milligan, 245 to 223. Brenda Padilla will beat Missy Parkin. Still finishing up down there. Shannon O'Keefe, 213, 192 over Brittany Hamilton. Kulick needs 8 on this shot and a spare to lock up the win. Oh, it went high. That was real close to being a little bit less than 8. She gets 9, and she will win by 2 with a spare. Boy, Leanne Holzenberg just shot 146. Things not looking good for her.
Question in the chat if we will be at Junior Gold, and Bull TV will be at Junior Gold.
Yeah, we're going to be there. Jason and I will be there for the final 2 days, Thursday and Friday, at Junior Gold for live streaming. I'll be there all week, but we'll do live streaming Thursday, Friday.
Yeah, the match play portion of Junior Gold is going to be even more exciting than it has been in the past with a head-to-head component that's elimination rather than bonus pins this year. So, plus the new younger age division as well. So, everybody's going to want to mark the calendar for that. Coming up, terrific event, North Point Junior Gold, more scholarship money than ever before. So that's going to be a good one.
Got to wait for everybody to finish up here before we start the next game. 235 for Brenda Padilla to 203 for Missy Parkin. They still got the 10th frame to wrap up down on the low end of the bowling center. I think it's Stephanie Nations bowling down there.
See Chris Barnes in the house?
Yeah. Chris hanging out, doing what he does best, which is talking.
See who's down.
Jody
Still
Wessner
going. Yeah. Looks like Stephanie still with a few shots to throw.
Yuka's down there. Looks like, Stephanie's been shut out. She can only shoot 218, and whoever she's bowling shot 235. I think it's Yuka Tushia. And Jody Wessner, 214 to 146 over Leanne Holzenberg. As we wait for the third game to get underway. Joining us now in the broadcast booth, the man with the hair that's as golden as his voice.
How about that,
Dave
huh?
Lamont.
Thank you very much. I like that intro.
What an introduction that is.
That?
I just came up with
Jason,
that.
make a note of that for future intros down the road. That,
we can do that,
I think Lucas, yeah,
do
that's
that on the
outstanding.
show.
That is McDonald's French fry golden right there, sports
right.
fans.
Dave Lamont will be doing the play-by-play for the show on Wednesday night, and more importantly, helping do the play-by-play on Bull TV.
And talk about a test of hair. If it's as windy Wednesday as it is today, it's going to be an exciting evening for my due.
Your hair may look like a sail on a sailboat.
Boy,
it's so windy out there.
It really is.
And cold. It's not just windy.
Boy,
It's
the
pretty
temperature
cold.
changed
Yeah.
from just in an hour from when I left here to clean up a little bit, grab a quick bite, and come back for these first 8 matches. Yes, and I put shorts on. Thinking, oh, what the heck?
Yeah.
But no, you're right. we were warned. We're actually doing the show in polo shirts rather than suit and tie because we were told it was going to be very hot. Now,
Yeah.
I think it's going to be warmer the next couple of days, which means it'll be warmer at 7 o'clock Pacific time when we start taping the show. But it's going to be this is such a unique challenge. I know there have been outdoor shows in the past, but I don't think there's ever been a major championship in the sport decided outdoors.
The closest thing I can think of is the USBC Masters was held at Miller Park in Milwaukee, but I believe the roof was closed.
Okay.
But it's about as close as it gets, I guess. It was
Yeah.
in October, so yeah, the roof would have been closed. A little cold.
I would think so, yeah. You
Cold
never
in
know what you're
Milwaukee.
going to draw in Wisconsin
Yeah.
in October. Boy,
Neil Milligan.
right in front of us here.
Yeah,
What
to
a
the
couple
left,
of
yeah.
matches
Yeah.
this Jeez.
Yeah, Liz Johnson versus Jody Westner on our featured pair, and then the other featured pair, Shannon O'Keefe versus Leanne Holzenberg. And our defending champ not doing so well, 179, 146, and she's in 16th place.
Wow.
She's quickly digging herself a big hole.
And, plus you don't get the plus 30. Additionally, you don't get the plus 30, I should say.
Yeah,
So
presumably she's lost both of her matches.
I'm going to say yes on
Yeah.
that. If you win with a 146, good for you.
Yeah, no,
but
she got waxed.
Yeah. It's interesting to see some of the same people we saw at the Queens make it. Interesting to see Erin McCarthy
Yeah.
get through. She had a very difficult match in losing to Linda Barnes, but before that she was
She was in the
strung
show.
together a ton of-
Yeah, she was in 5th place going into that one.
Yeah.
So she had moved into the show, and now she's going to move back out of the show. We're going to see that a lot over these next 14 games or so.
But again, with this format, it's not surprising to see so many recognizable names. You mentioned Jody Westner, Linda Barnes, Neil Milligan, Liz Johnson, Leanne, Shannon O'Keefe, Kelly Kulick, Stephanie Nation. Rachel Perez had a nice run at the Queens and then faded a little bit near the end. Missy Parkin didn't do much at the Queens this year, but she's a Queens champion. This is another stacked show we're going to have Wednesday, regardless of who comes out here, plus a couple of fresh faces. Mentioned Erin McCarthy is one of them that we haven't seen much of before. So it's going to be hard to imagine Kelly not making the show. She's already off to a quick start here tonight.
Yeah, I think that Kelly is. I mean, there's still a lot of games left, but if there's anybody who I would think might be a lock, it would be Kelly. But when we came into match play, we were kind of breaking down the standings a little bit. Every single person who made match play had the opportunity to legitimately make the show. Based on the numbers. Now, Leanne Holzenberg at the end of the night, she may not be in that mix anymore. Sometimes that happens in this match play. You dig yourself so big of a hole that it's impossible to overcome. And the way Leanne's going, that's the direction she's heading. But still 6 games to go tonight. So.
Yeah, but she opens up with a 6th spare, so she's just not able to find the pocket.
Jody Westner leaving the 10-pin here in the second frame of Game 3 at the U.S. Women's Open match play. I'm Lucas Wiseman, and Dave Lamont joining us for a bit here. You'll be teaming up with Chris Barnes for the TV show.
Listened to you guys last night at home for a little while.
No, did you?
Yeah, I was about to start packing. I said, let me check on what's going on. So I've never been very good at logging in to send messages. I think I sent a couple, but then I had to get going and actually pack a bag to get ready to leave today. But
And it's hard to keep up with the chat, especially when we've had as much activity in the chat as we've had. We had a lot of people chatting, a lot of viewers, and it's been a real good tournament so far. We expect a big audience for tomorrow's final match play round.
Which is 3 o'clock Pacific time, correct?
That's correct. Yeah, we got the senior finals at 1.
Right.
And then at 3 o'clock, it'll be the conclusion of match play and the wrapping up of our coverage here on Bold TV before we make way for you guys. Now, the finals under the Reno Arch on Virginia Street here in downtown Reno. Last year, you got to call the action at Cowboys Stadium, which was a pretty amazing setup, and I would guess one of the more unique things you've ever called.
Absolutely.
In your sports job as a commentator for a play-by-play man for basketball and football and everything else. This is going to be pretty unique too. And for me, it's almost as exciting as the Cowboys Stadium because it's different. It's a totally different thing.
It's really different.
Yeah.
It's radically different. And I'm just hoping that the weather is expected to cooperate. I've been checking it obsessively, and we're not looking at any rain. That's one of the reasons I think you can schedule Nevada, not exactly the wettest state in the
Reno's
union.
not real wet.
No. So I think that's one that you can somewhat confidently schedule an outdoor event here this time of the year and figure you're going to get away with it. I'm just interested to see the elements at play. I was outside about 7:20 tonight. That's about when we're going to get started Wednesday with the actual first balls being rolled. We've got some exciting ceremonies. The Pointer Sisters are singing the national anthem. So there's a lot going on. Sun's still out a little bit.
A lot of shade, though. It's pretty shaded on the lanes.
If that wind doesn't die down, I'm going to be interested to see what happens. We got a couple of days. We can only hope for the best. If we can have flat, calm, or relatively flat conditions and not have to ever, say, oh, geez, it was windy and have the weather be an excuse, then we'll be in really good shape because then I think you'll have the arch will be lit up. It'll be a blast.
And I was outside during the break between rounds here. I was talking to Tish Johnson a little bit. And we were walking back I went over and grabbed Jason and I a sandwich and was walking back with it. And Tish was walking with me. And it's really windy out there. And we were talking about the show. And I said, Tish, what do you think of it? If you ever made a show where it was outside like this and it was this windy, the wind's blowing in your face, the dust in your eyes, how do you deal with that? She goes, forget the wind in my face. I'm worried about a 50-mile-an-hour wind gust pushing my ball the wrong way. I'm like, I don't know. The ball's a little heavy. I'm not sure that's going to happen.
I doubt that's going to happen, but, and will it affect the pins? What if something gets blown over? Will there be, any grit that may get on the lanes from the wind?
Yeah.
That's always a possibility.
Tumbleweed coming across the...
How do you handle it if you're in charge of the tournament? If your job is to maintain the lanes? I mean, do you just play it as it lies? It's a lot of interesting little questions that may come up.
And what if the train comes rolling through downtown Reno in the middle of the show and shakes over a 10-pin?
Imagine if something like that happened?
That'd be interesting. And we just had an earthquake here 2 days ago, a 4.2. So
I missed that.
You never know what's going to happen here in Reno. There's all kinds of exciting things.
4.2, come on.
That's a little shaker, but
that doesn't even jiggle the jello at the buffets.
No. It did wake one of our staff members up here, so
we won't name any names.
No names.
All right.
But in here, I was in the National Bowling Stadium when it happened, and I didn't feel anything. Too many pins crashing around. It always feels like there's a 4.2 going on.
Just figure that Kelly and Liz are bowling, and that's that's enough of an earthquake.
When we talk about the struggles that Leanne Holzenberg has had as we watch Shannon O'Keefe here, Leanne's got it figured out a little bit here. Spare three-bagger this game for Holzenberg, our defending champ. And O'Keefe, strike, spare, and another spare coming.
Well, the interesting thing about Leanne, and Chris Barnes and I talked about her when we were at the Queens in Texas, she has a remarkable ability to shake off bad games. And one of the things that Chris is almost envious of her is the ability for her to go, oh, okay. that didn't work. 146, that happens. And she can just go on as if nothing bad has happened. As you mentioned, she got 179, 146, and now after a terrible first frame where she nearly left an open, she's strung together 3 in a row against a player in Shannon O'Keefe who's been steady throughout the whole tournament. That's Leanne's gift, is that she has that great ability to forget the bad moments.
Yeah, and there's a lot of games left, so you have to have that mindset that when you're as good as Leanne and you can strike as much as she can, you're never really out of it.
And a great closer to boot.
Yeah.
8th, 9th, 10th frame, she's as good as anybody.
Liz Johnson had an open in the 4th. She trails by 4 against Jody Wessner.
And Missy Parkin with a front 5 in her match against Rachel Perez.
Yeah, and you remember, Dave, last year we had 16 300s in this tournament.
Yes.
This year, 1 so far. Jessica Baker had 1 in round 2. So
we had Shannon.
They've been hard to come by.
Shannon O'Keefe, I think, had a front 9 earlier today.
Yep, she did. Yeah.
And
the last game of qualifying, and she ended up 279, I believe. We have a unique setup here at the National Bowling Stadium for the live streaming because we're right by where everybody comes in, the entranceway. And Bowl Expo is in town, which means all the celebrities, everybody, who's who in the bowling industry is here. And they all come walking by. It's pretty cool to see, all the big stars coming by.
Tommy Jones was here. Belmo was here. I hear Chris Barnes is here. There's no bigger star in the game as we know.
Just ask him.
So he's being both a husband and a father right now because his son Troy is here. So he's not able to defend himself. Not that I would allow him the opportunity, of course. Meantime, Leanna's now put together 4 in a row in her
Yes, she
match
has.
against Shannon O'Keefe.
Missy's gone to the front 6. Kelly Kulick with the front 5. Some strikes starting to flow out there a little bit, and I've been really impressed with the crowd that we've had here this week. I mean, there are a ton of people here. It is jam-packed here. I mean, there's not a seat to be had down here on the concourse level.
And they have these unique semi-oval areas you can sit.
We call them VIP booths.
Oh, is that what they are?
Yeah, that's what
Okay,
we call
officially VIP booths. And you can sit and just about hear everything going on, the conversations and all that. It's pretty unique. It's a great setup. First time I've ever had a chance to come out here.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, it is.
Nice.
I think the last time I was in Reno was about 1989.
It's
True
changed
story.
a lot.
I was in the airport getting ready to go home, and I saw Kelsey Grammer with one of his 18 first wives. I mean, they had just gotten married, and he was in the gift shop in the airport.
That's funny. Liz Johnson trailing Jody Wessner. It's a real boisterous crowd here. A lot of folks having a good time and enjoying themselves. They're having a big reception downstairs.
Yes, that's what I was going to say.
yeah.
I've seen all sorts of food brought up in here and beverages. And plus there's also, and we can't swing our cameras around, but there's an upstairs area.
Yeah,
And I don't
stadium
even know
seating.
how many people are up there. I haven't even made it up there myself.
I
but-
don't know either, but I think it seats about 700 up there, 800. But that's going away, actually. They're ripping that out.
What are they going to do?
They're
with
going
it?
to put. They're going to open it up and make it more for vendor space and make it
okay.
more of a dual-use area. You know,
Okay.
for other things. It's part of what's the number, Jason? $12 to $15 million renovation of the National Bowling Stadium, somewhere in there that they're that they're working on over the next 5 years or so. They're going to be working on the inside, the outside, sprucing this place up because it opened in '95. So
Okay.
they're going to do a little sprucing up. They've done a good job keeping it up over the years, but they're going to make it look even better because we have a lot of events here.
Yeah, there's stuff going on right through July here, correct?
Yeah, the the USBC Women's Championships actually is still going on in the mornings while this is happening. So, and that goes all the way till July. Someone asking in the chat where the results after 24 games. You can find those on my Facebook page, facebook.com/LucasUSBC. As Leanne's run comes to an end with 5 in a row. The good news for her, though, is that she's looking pretty good as far as picking up the bonus pins. She's going to be up by 44 with 3 frames to go if she can make the spare against O'Keefe. But no lead safe against bowlers of this caliber. And Missy Parkin, front 7. Kelly Kulick, front 6.
Front 8 now.
Now front 8.
For
so
Missy, yep.
some fireworks potentially happening here this evening. I hear there's going to be fireworks at the TV show. That's why I understand.
Oh, is that right?
I
Afterwards?
heard a rumor. I don't know
Hopefully
if it's true
not
or
during.
It's like at the baseball park. Anytime somebody gets a home run, there's fireworks. How about anytime there's a strike?
He'll be out of fireworks in a big hurry.
Let's hope.
And Linda Barnes now making a move in her match with Tennille Milligan. Tennille has hit a bit of a rough patch. She struck in 3 of the first 4 frames and went 7 spare, 8 spare, 9 spare. While Linda in that last 3 frames, after opening with 4 9 spares, has strung together a turkey. So that match between 2 very good friends is just about even.
Yeah, 3-pin advantage for Linda, but yeah, pretty close to even. About as close as you can get to having an even match. So we watch Leanne strike, snaps out the 10 in the 8th. And I like it because sometimes you go to bowling tournaments and people are real quiet. They don't know if they're supposed to cheer. Today people are cheering, and I like it. That's good. Makes it a little more exciting. It's okay to cheer in bowling. No problem. Front 7 for Kelly, front 8 for Missy. In different matches. They're not bowling each other. Otherwise, that would be pretty cool.
That would be exceptionally cool. Jody Western now 5 in a row.
We actually had that the first match of the day. It was Brittany Hamilton and who did she bowl, Jason? Brittany and Jody Wessner, I believe. They both had the front 6 against each other in the first match today. And Jody Wessner ended up winning it 260 to 240.
I'm not going to rule Jody out making the show.
Yeah, she's
really good.
Yeah, she's pretty solid. Pretty solid
and
game.
Has come close. Has a great history. You know, certainly is not going to faint if the TV lights come on.
Yeah. And the TV show's not live. It airs
Right. July 3rd at 8 o'clock Eastern on
There you go.
ESPN2.
day before the 4th of July.
Yep. So a lot of folks hopefully will have settled in. Midweek 4th of July is always weird. Liz Johnson forced to go after a split. So
Missy.
her match, yep, with Jody Western. Looks like Jody's now in charge of that one.
Missy front 8. That looked pretty solid. 9 in a row. Could have a little magic happening
all
here.
Right.
Kelly's got the front 7.
You want
Jason's
me to
going
take
back and
over?
forth.
Because eventually the Lucas Jinx is going
know.
to kick. And I'm willing to stand in and take the charge if you want a step, or if you want to try to conquer that jinx. I mean, the Red Sox
we'll
did
see.
it. You can do it.
I'll tell you, if she gets another one, I'll let you take over, and I'll run
Okay.
down there with my camera to get a closer
Yeah,
look
even
on
better.
my cell phone.
Yes. And now to Neil Milligan. No shrinking violet in the intensity department. One of those dual personalities on and off the lane types. And she's put together a double. So her match with Linda Barnes is going to come down to who bowls best in the 10th frame there.
Kelly stepping up here in the 8th, working on the front 7. Kelly and Missy going to go kind of pretty similar times here. I think Kelly's going to go first. Looking for the front 8. Got it. And Missy getting ready to step onto the approach as Jason slides the camera over. You can get a view of what's going on here. As he dials in on Missy. Where is she? She's there. She
There,
is.
yep. Always in the pink.
That's right. So Missy with the front 9, 10th frame. See if she can get another one here. 10 pin.
Yeah, you could hear by the
Yeah,
crowd
the
reaction
groan.
alone. Yeah.
Oh. I should put it pretty close to the pocket. I think she just missed it a little bit at the bottom and prevented her from securing an opportunity in a rare perfect game here this week as Kelly Kulick just went front 9. So guess what? We still have another opportunity.
Meantime, Linda Barnes and Daniela Milligan really having a wonderful match. Linda can do, what, 236 max?
Yep.
And if she does, I don't think there's anything Daniela will be able to do about it, as her max is 234.
Look at you with the bowling math skills. You've become
Not bad.
a real expert, haven't you?
Bo Burton and I, all those years watching Bo. I'm old enough to have watched Billy Whaley
Oh, wow.
with Chris Schenkel. That's how old I am.
You are an old gentleman.
I know.
As somebody said in the chat, we should not call them the seniors in the senior division.
I don't like
they're
that
going to
name
call it
either.
the classic division. That's what somebody in the chat suggested.
And I agree. And Linda Barnes with another strike, so talk about closers.
Yeah, she just needs 9 to shut it out. We'll let you know when Kelly's going to be up as we watch Leanne here in the 10th. She's going to win against Shannon O'Keefe, although that was not a very good shot.
Yeah, she wasn't
225.
crazy about that when it left
Nope.
her hand.
She's going to win 225 because O'Keefe can max out at 215. Missy Parkin 278.
Oh, is that all?
That's it.
And Linda for the 9 or better.
Yep.
10 will do it. Wow, what a match that was.
Linda shuts out Tennille Milligan by a couple of sticks.
So after a 188, when Kelly Kulick defeated her, Linda has now won 2 in a row. Jody Westner is going to win her match over Liz Johnson handily.
Our senior match, we should not neglect them, but Jeannie Nacarado 236. Paula Vidal just is going to open to the 10th here. And it didn't matter. She was going to drop this one anyways.
Now the seniors will have 4 left over, and they'll have their stepladder match tomorrow at 1 o'clock Eastern.
You coming
1
over for
o'clock
that?
here. I might catch the last hour of it. I'm definitely
It won't last
gonna
very
be
long,
here.
actually. It'll probably, there's
Be
only
over
3
with?
games. It'll be over in probably an hour.
okay.
Yeah. But
And
you're welcome to come over if you got nothing else going on. Otherwise,
it's about a 3-minute. Once I figured out the pathways here, because I have, as I said, if we were doing this in Vegas, I could do it blindfolded. But here, it's been a while, so it took a few minutes to figure out how to get to the airport. Now I'm locked in.
So Kelly Kulick has the front 9. That's the big story here in this round. Another thing worth mentioning is Stephanie Nation. On the same pair that Kelly Kulick might shoot 300 on, Stephanie is only shooting 170.
Whew. That's a tough loss for her. She doesn't get the 30 pins.
Yeah, that's a pretty big discrepancy
and
right
the 167 and 177, whatever she winds up with. And right now, Stephanie Nation feels just like, I got to get out of the way. I believe for a 300 game in the championship on national television, Lucas is donating $1 million.
Yeah, coming right out of my pocket. Hey, you're the TV star. You're the one with all the money, right?
No.
And radio star with the whatever the name of the show is. I can't remember.
Paul and Young Ron.
Paul. I always want to say Young Ron and Paul or something.
No, don't say that.
I always want to get them mixed up.
Don't say that. It doesn't bother me, but bothers Paul. So a rare clunker for Liz Johnson, 177. Jody Westner dusts her off easily.
Here's Kelly, front 9. Can she catch lightning in a bottle here in game 3? Looks good. Oh,
Got it.
10.
Late tap on the 10.
Delights the crowd.
Got a lot of fans. She had that one year, a couple of years ago. She made that Bridgestone commercial. She was
we were just
ESPN,
talking about
the
that.
magazine. Yeah. She's done what she can to maintain her and the sports profile.
So Kelly, 10 in a row, trying to prolong it. It just got dead quiet in here, didn't it? It was really buzzing in here, but not anymore. Kelly Kulick, front 10. Oh,
wow,
make it 11.
That was just perfect. Every eye in this building right now on Kelly Kulick. As she tries to go for 300, she's already easily won the match.
We're live at the U.S. Women's Open here on Bowl TV, the National Bowling Stadium in Reno, Nevada. Kelly Kulick with a chance for the second 300 of this year's tournament. She's got the front 11 in her match against Stephanie Nation. And Dave Lamont, we are one strike away from seeing a perfecto. Really quiet here. This place is jam-packed with people. And you could hear a pin drop.
Hopefully 10 of them here shortly.
Ba-dum-bum. Here's Kelly going for the 300.
Gotta hurry.
Oh, and the 10 stays up for 299. What a game, though.
She'll take it. Stephanie Nation with some good sportsmanship.
That'll wake up the crowd a little bit and get
Yep.
them even more excited. It's a good crowd here this evening. Was hoping for a YouTube highlight there with the 300, but we
yeah.
didn't quite get it. But 299, a fantastic game. And
A little
congrats to
light.
Kelly.
That one, not a ringing 10. It died in the gutter, but still. Lucas had picked. We sent a couple of texts to each other before the tournament started, and I said, who are you picking? And you said, it's got to be Kelly.
Yep.
And that's looking like a good pick. Still 5 games to go in this block before everybody is off for the night.
You know, Kelly was not leading after the first round of qualifying. Aaron McCarthy was in the lead. And when we started the second day broadcast, we're talking to some folks and on the chat, and people are like, who do you think is going to be the leader at the end of the day? Without a doubt, it's going to be Kelly Kulick. And she did it. She took the lead after the second round, and I saw her the next day. I said, thanks for making me look smart. And she's continuing to make me look like a bowling savant while keeping my projections correct. I think there's a real good chance that Kelly could be the top seed for the TV show.
Well, she
Real
didn't lose
good
her second
chance.
match, did she?
I don't know. I don't think so. But
So she's 3-0. So she picks up
Yeah.
an additional. If she is 3-0, she picks up an additional 90. And that extra 30.
Yeah, she's 3-0.
Yeah, so she's picked up 90 additional pins. In addition, she also had a 299 in the last game.
Yeah.
So basically, she just had a 329 game.
Yeah, she picked up 129 pins.
You know, so
100 plus minus.
Right. So
it's a very loose crowd here this evening, I think. They're very relaxed. And,
well, it's a
enjoying
party atmosphere.
themselves.
It's a big
It really
party
is.
downstairs with the Bowl Expo here for a few days. You've got, and these are the folks who really love the sport, the people who really care about it, who nurture it, who participate, who own houses or are ball reps. Good Lord, there's 7,000 ball reps here. It's unbelievable. And I think the ball reps have ball reps.
I think they do.
It's pretty funny. But this right now, basically the center of the bowling universe is here in Reno.
It is.
Certainly in this country. I mean, I know, bowling is
well,
big in
international
Asia.
as well.
Internationally
Yeah, for sure.
as well. Actually, I had a conversation with a couple of gentlemen from Japan who were trying to get a handle on what was going on. Tried to explain to them what the qualifying when all that was. So this is, the heart of bowling going on right now, and through Thursday. I guess there's a few folks sticking around. There's a big concert coming here. Don Henley, lead vocalist and principal songwriter for the Eagles, will be performing his solo works.
So we're starting with the fourth game. Stephanie Nation against Erin McCarthy. Also have Rocio Restrepo versus Tennille Milligan. And the senior match is Robin Romeo versus Mandy Wilson.
We'll get Leanne nearby, Tennille Milligan, and one of your pals, Rocio Restrepo.
That's right. Rocio just made it in. She was the last one in. She struggled a bit in the last game of qualifying and just did make it in as the number 16 seed after qualifying.
Well, there will not be a front nine for Missy Parkin in this game, as she ended up going 7 spare in the opening frame in her match with Jody Wessner. Jody has gone 268, 214, 235 in her first 3 games, and she draws Missy Parkin, who's coming off of a 278.
Yeah.
So that should be an entertaining match.
Yeah, there's some big games in that third game. And should be a little bit of jockeying on the leaderboard when we get an update.
Yeah, I want to see how Erin McCarthy recovers. She had the 267 to start, then got into a bad funk with in her second match, shot a 174. Linda Barnes beat her cleanly. Came back with a 201. And this was one of the stars of the USBC Intercollegiate Team Singles. Let me start again. USBC Intercollegiate Team Championship.
There you go.
Thank you. Bowling for Midland. Really carried that team into the finals. The team did, let's be honest, did not perform well in the finals against Weber International, but she was unbelievable the day before. And she strikes after a spare in the first frame.
Tennille Milligan shooting a 10-pin here. She will have an early lead on Rocio Restrepo, who opened in the first frame.
Drew the big 4.
I think it's going to be a long evening, Mr. Lamont. They've got 5 games left, and it's already 9:20 here.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's going to be a while before they're done. It's going to be probably, it might be another 2.5 hours before they're done bowling.
I will give you all I can, but when I'm out of it, I'm out of it.
Yeah, they may not be done to close to midnight, I think.
Really?
Yeah. It's
what time did you were on fairly late last night.
Yeah, I have not left the National Bowling Stadium earlier than 1 o'clock any day I've been here.
Okay.
Waiting for scores and getting stuff posted on the website and all that stuff. Been finishing up about 10:45, 11 o'clock. I think it was 11:15 last night they finished up.
Somebody had asked that, and I think this may have been answered, but there are no lefties made it into the final 16.
No. Shannon Plahowski was the closest, I think, and she missed the cut by a little bit.
Yep.
Which is surprising because Shannon Plahowski loves this place. She's won some big tournaments here. And
a big old picture of her behind us for winning a tournament last year here.
She she generally bowls well here, but there's this common myth that left-handers own the National Bowling Stadium. It's not true.
Well, I think
Clearly
it's
not
been
true.
shattered this week. That's for
Dana
sure.
Miller Mackey's a lefty in the senior
That's
division,
it?
and she may be the only one.
Nobody off to a great start. Jody Westner, Linda Barnes with doubles very early in this game.
And
Not
Stephanie,
against each other.
Stephanie double open after shooting 177 last game, so she's going to need to try to get her striking shoes back on here.
And we're not very clearly able to see the standings. It looks like Kelly's in first, Tennille now second, Linda third, Missy fourth.
I believe
And
that's,
you're right, Leanne
yeah.
is 16th.
I believe that's after 2 games.
2 games?
Yep, they're still working on the
All right.
update for the third, so should be coming pretty soon here. McCarthy. Got a strike for a double as she opens up a lead on Nation.
We have 2 players who made this final 16 who were on the Queen's telecast, Stephanie Nation and Liz Johnson. We have a former Queen's champion in Missy Parkin, Linda Barnes, a 2-time Queen's champion. Leanne Hulsenberg, the defending U.S. Women's Open champion. Liz Johnson, a multiple titleist.
You're becoming a bowling encyclopedia, Dave Lamont.
Just, what's that line from Slapshot I always like to use? Just trying to capture the spirit of the thing, Reg. Which is such an obscure line that nobody gets it when I use it. Nobody gets it. Nobody knows the character.
Right over my head.
Do you remember the sports writer? I think it might have been M. Emmett Walsh, a great character actor. You know, the classic small town, nobody sports writer who's been there for 25 years. And he'd be out doing a story, and Paul Newman would say something, and he'd go, I'm just trying to capture the spirit of the thing, Reg. and don't ask me why. That's one of the few lines that you can repeat publicly without looking like you're cursing from that movie. And that line has just stuck with me. I have no idea why.
You may deem this as blasphemy, but I've never seen that movie.
I
It's
tried
a bit
showing
before
that.
my time.
Most everything I seem to talk about is a bit before your time. That I remember that movie was a sensation because it was written by a woman. And it's a foul picture as far as language. It is just foul, but it's funny.
Well, Nation's going to try to rebound here after the open in the third. Leanne getting some cheers for a triple against Brenda Padilla. She leads by 10. Nation down by 15 early on here against someone who's even younger than Stephanie. Stephanie's one of the younger ones than Erin McCarthy. Tennille. She's picked up a bit of a lead here since Rocio went open. Up by 23.
Well,
Linda
Tennille
Barnes.
at the Queens was thoroughly disgusted with the way she bowled. I had a chance to talk with her. She didn't last long after I got in town, and I spent a little time with her and her husband, and she was just really disappointed, bowling in her backyard, where she lives in Texas, and not having the opportunity to bowl well. She has more than made up for it here.
Linda's got the front four this game against Yuka Shushe. My brain is tongue-tied. Brain's tongue-tied. My mouth is tongue-tied.
Go ahead.
I know how to say it because I learned. I got taught how to say it, and I still can't get it right. Shushia.
Oh, okay. Yuka Shushia.
Yeah, Shushia. But the
T is silent.
It's not quite silent. It's just hard to say it. That's the problem. Shushia. It's
Oh,
there.
there is. You are saying.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, it's there, but it's
Now,
it's
I live in South Florida. When I see 2 L's, I make it an E sound. So, Brenda Padilla?
No, Padilla.
It is Padilla.
It's not a Hispanic name.
Okay.
Because I asked Stephen Padilla, who's her husband, and he says,
Well,
"No,
he
we
ought to know.
don't. We don't say Padilla. Not
right.
a Hispanic name." So I agree. The double L, I always say Padilla. A lot of people say that, but
I mean, where I live, that's automatic.
I hear you. And I grew up in Florida, so
Yeah,
same
that's right.
thing.
That's right. So you should know.
But that's why we always ask, right? You
Have to.
always have to know how to say the
You
names in our
does.
business.
Probably less than A.
And like I always say, if I don't know how to say it with a purpose, and people will think you know how to say it.
Yes, fake them out.
That's right.
Linda Barnes, meantime, not faking anybody out front 5 against Yuka,
She's rolling.
so to speak. Missy Parkin, after that shaky start, 7 spare, has put together 4 in a row. Article on her in the Reno Gazette that I was reading on the plane.
Oh, really?
About, this is she's got 1 major. She's the one she doesn't have yet.
I forgot that story was running today.
Yep. But she's so talented. In the last couple of years, she has bowled so well that you almost feel with her it's a matter of time. She's still young enough. She's only 30. And you've got an interesting mix here of veterans like Tennille, like Linda Barnes, like Leanne. And then you've got these young players, and I consider 30 young. And Missy just seems to be in a real groove.
Yeah, she's been bowling great.
I mean,
in everything.
Yeah. You
Against
see
the
her
guys,
name.
against the women, it doesn't matter.
Regionals, she's just a really accomplished player. And on cue, she bangs 10 straight back.
Senior match between Robin Romeo and Mandy Wilson. Mandy Wilson, a former Team USA member, against Robin Romeo, a Hall of Famer. And right now, Mandy Wilson leads by 21 pins in the 6th frame. This is it for the seniors tonight. They bowl their 8 games, and then they cut it to 4 for the stepladder tomorrow. So that's all. Everything's on the line for them this evening. No holding back. They don't have 8 games tomorrow like the regular division does.
Their last game is the position round.
Yeah.
That's always fun.
It is, and it may come a bit late in the evening, but hopefully worth staying up for.
What's this wee stuff?
Yeah, I have a feeling that I might lose both of you, both Jason and Dave, because you guys flew in today, and I've been here. I'm used to staying here till 1 o'clock in the morning.
It's funny. I've traveled extensively, and I love coming to the West Coast, but I'm feeling it today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What time was your flight this morning?
9:45 Eastern.
Okay.
Not bad.
Not too bad. Did you have to do radio this morning?
I did. No, I literally phoned it in on my way to the airport. But I've been spending quite a bit of time as a basketball dad.
Yes.
And there's a high amount of stress, and some of it created by me. And so it's been tough to. We were at a gym in Miami till about 10 o'clock last night.
Wow. So you were pretty worn out, I would bet.
It's so long. And it's much, as Chris Barnes has said many times, it's much more difficult watching than playing. He hides it very well here when he is a bowling husband, but he would much rather be doing the bowling, I can promise you. And Linda's a great story. She was kind of scuffling along at the Queens, but made the cut, and this is an accomplished bowler. She knows how to win, and then she injured her groin muscle and was out of action for a while and wasn't really sure. She didn't even book her plane reservation for Reno until about 10 days ago. She really wasn't completely sure if she could do this. And, well, now she was the number 2 qualifier, so I think we have our answer. And Restrepo in her match trying to find a line. She just says the 1 strike was a little bit high there in her match with Tennille Milligan, who's opened up 9 spare, and then 4 straight to open up a decent-sized lead. And it looks like they've re-upped the standings because I see Kelly 1, Missy 2, Linda 3, and then it changed. Liz Johnson is 13th, Rocio 14th, Brittany 15th, Leanne Hulsenberg 16th. And then they switch to the senior standings. So if I can read those, I'll try to get them to you.
No, I'm getting ready to post them on Facebook right now.
Oh, okay. Outstanding.
And if you go to my Facebook page, facebook.com/LucasUSBC.
Oh, look at you, Jason. You are a studly man.
Yeah, he'll zoom in on a little bit, but
if you have a hard time reading that, understandably, it can be difficult. And that's the senior standings you're seeing right there. Dana Miller-Mackey, the Hall of Famer. The lone lefty out here.
Kelly Kulick in the lead at plus 997. Missy Parkin is second, 127 pins back now. So Kelly's 3-0 with that 299, and that has created some distance for her between her and Missy. And remember, Missy shot 278 that game, so and she's still 127 back.
Take a look at, because obviously you're looking at the top 5 here. This is what's going to matter the most. So there's Tennille Milligan, 5th, but 1 and 2. 4th, pardon me. 5th is Brenda Padilla.
Yep.
But she and Shannon O'Keefe are virtually tied, and Jody Westner's right there, too.
At this stage, just about everybody still has a shot to make it in. Leanne Holsenberg has a ton of work to try to get there, but she's bowling another great game, so she's certainly not out of it. There's a lot of games left. And
surprised to see Stephanie Nation and Liz Johnson 0-3.
Yeah, and dropping fast in the standings.
Yeah, yep.
Stephanie's all the way down to 10th place now, and she was as high as 2nd earlier in the week. So Stephanie kind of struggling here.
And
she's
behind Erin McCarthy right now.
It's about even, up by 1.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. Yep, that's correct.
Hate to correct you, but
no, that's okay. Meantime, Tennille Milligan, 5 in a row, strikes solid through frames 3, 4, 5, 6, and now 7. Top 5 will make it. The way bowling ought to be presented. Stepladder finals. The way we all grew up on it, except for Lucas, of course, who's too young to remember television.
No, come on now.
But that's, even though I realize the PPA Tour has their way of doing things and they're trying some new things, I have always preferred the stepladder format.
Well, I think if it was up to the top bowlers, they would just have it end at 40 games, and that's the winner. Kelly Kulick would love that every time. Chris Barnes would love that every time.
Oh, my gosh, yeah, imagine the titles
He'd have so many titles.
He didn't hear that, did he?
And I don't think so.
Okay. Now, there, his and Linda's, one of their 2 twins, Troy, is here, so he's spending a little bit of time with Troy today.
Yeah, Troy came out on the flight with Linda, my flight, too. We were all together on the same flight. Troy's been sitting in the stands reading his books all week while Mom's been bowling.
And he is into those books, man.
He's reading all the time.
It's so funny. He has just no reaction no matter what. Mom, she could do a cartwheel and throw the ball, and he's just going to take it in stride.
This is a good match between Nation and McCarthy. It was even before that shot. The count on that one now gives McCarthy a 3-pin lead here in the 9th frame. Take a look at the scoreboard. Stephanie 159 in the 8th, and McCarthy chance to take the win here potentially. Linda Barnes chance to shoot 279. She's going to beat Yuka.
Yuka didn't bowl that badly, clean, just not enough.
By the way, Kelly Kulick down here, open 8-bagger.
Wow.
After shooting 299.
Already, so she'll
getting pretty close to penciling her in as the
we might as well do the interview with hers now.
Start on the TV notes.
Yeah, we'll Chris will start getting the ball information from her, and we'll be ready to go. It was so funny she wasn't on the Queens telecast this year.
Rocio Restrepo trailing by a wide margin against Tennille Milligan. Big shot here for Erin.
Yep.
She's got a chance to take the lead. Good shot, up 3. She can shut her out going into the 10th frame here. Go double 8 to win, to get the shutout by 1, I believe. Double 8 would give her 220. And would give her 220. And Stephanie can actually shoot 209. So, yeah, she doesn't even need the double.
Missy Parkin's going to win her match over Jody Westner. So Jody's charged up the ladder. Will slow down.
Robin Romeo can strike out here to beat Mandy Wilson in our senior match. Wilson 200. Romeo can punch for 203.
And Erin McCarthy doubles.
Yeah, she's just about locked up the win there. 8 spare would be enough for Erin to win. Romeo getting ready to step on the approach. over in the Dave Lamont division.
Thank you. How is Leanne doing, we were asking. She was 16th after the first 3 games, and she must be bowling way down to our left, is she? Because
yes.
I can't, she's not anywhere where we can easily, Leanne, yeah.
Off to our right here.
Oh, there she is. I
can
apologize.
shoot 258 this game.
I wouldn't rule it out.
And Robin Romeo needs 8 pins for the win here on the final shot against Mandy Wilson.
So Leanne has picked it up after a very slow start. The first 2 games, 179, 146. She came back to 225, and as Lucas mentioned, looks like she will take care of Brenda and has taken care of Brenda Padilla. Yet another strike for Tennille Milligan, who is humming along. She could shoot a 258 herself.
I think Leanne, kind of a crowd favorite here, it seems like. Folks getting behind her, and maybe they just like can't call her an underdog, but she's kind of far down, so that makes her kind of the underdog in this field as far as scoring goes. But Leanne up, chance to shoot 258 this game. Just got another one. You can tell just by the applause that the people are kind of gathered behind her a little bit. She lives just 2 hours from here.
Yeah, I remember reading that she was driving over. And
yep. A lot of friends and family have come out to support her and watch her. There comes baby Padilla. Stevens working Mr. Mom duty here this week while Brenda bowls. Unfortunately, Mom is going to be on the losing end of her match against Leanne. As we take a look at the scoreboard here, Stephanie Nation, Aaron McCarthy. And, wow, I didn't notice that Aaron got 6 on the second shot in the 10th, so now Stephanie can punch to win by 1. Thank you, Jason, for pointing that out.
And Stephanie needs, she is 0-3 in match play. So we'll keep an eye on this. Tennille Milligan shoots a 247. And Missy Parkin's done nothing to hurt her almost top standing. She's second in the vapors of Kelly Kulick right now, who put up a 277, is that for Kelly?
Looks like it, yeah. Must strike here for Nation. Got it.
Well, now.
Now she needs another one to win by 1. If she does not strike, they tie.
And they get 15 points.
That's correct. 15
I was
bonus
listening.
each.
I was listening.
But nobody wants 15. They want the 30.
Absolutely.
Rowe can only shoot 204 this game. Tennille 247, so Rocio going to drop this one. Linda Barnes 258 to 204 against Yuka. Missy Parkin 259 as we watch Stephanie. Collapses it out for the strike.
Wow, what a win.
Yeah, great comeback by Steph. 209, 208. And she finally can smile. Finally got a win.
You gentlemen want some water?
I'm good. I'm on my last few drops here, but I'm doing all right.
You all right? Yes, you don't want. Okay, I'm gonna.
I guess
I'm the showrunner here, so I'll be back.
Right. Thanks. Dave Lamont sitting in with us here. Gonna go get a beverage. 247 to 193. Milligan beats Restrepo. So we reach the halfway point of match play for the evening. We've got 4 more matches to go, including a position round on the senior side. We will take a quick break between games here since we're at the halfway point, and we'll be back in just a couple of minutes here live on Bowl TV at the U.S. Women's Open.
You really have to hone in on a specific spot and be accurate time after time. It's also very valuable in working with the high school kids that we do and coaching them, trying to get them to be a lot more accurate. So learning to read the lanes, what your ball is doing and what a ball can do is what I'm really trying to work on and really trying to learn.
What would you say to someone who's considering going out and trying a sport condition? I mean, it can be frustrating at first.
It can be very frustrating, but it's one of those things, if you want to get better and you really want to see what potential you have, it's a great thing to do. I encourage a lot of people to go out there. Actually have my daughters bowling on sport patterns just to get away from house patterns. It does expose pieces in your game. You miss a board right, board left, and you pay for it. So, working on that accuracy is really valuable.
The United States Bowling Congress is shaping the future of bowling, helping kids learn the sport the right way and awarding thousands of scholarships every year. USBC supports Special Olympics and America's best when they go for the gold as the home and heart of Team USA. We're reaching for new heights in research, raising the bar with spectacular national tournaments, and have raised millions of dollars to help fight cancer and support veterans. Visit bowl.com to learn more.
I'm one of those guys where whatever I put my mind to, I usually get pretty good at it, and it wasn't impressive for me to shoot big numbers on a house pattern, what a lot of people are doing all over the place, and I wanted to push myself to a next level, and so that's what I did. I joined the sport league, and I practice on sport patterns, and work with guys that are like-minded, and that's how I want to make myself better.
Has it been helpful for you when you've gone out into competition or into tournaments, the sport bowling experience? I mean, a little bit more prepared when you come across tournament conditions?
Tremendously, especially when they put out a pattern that's a little more flat or a little more challenging. Tournaments sometimes tell you what it is, sometimes they don't. So if they don't, and I can recognize right away it's a little more challenging, usually there's a handful of us that have the upper hand, knowing that I got to play this a little bit tighter or around this area as opposed to just jumping into the track, which is easy to do on a house pattern. And, it's a pretty good advantage, actually.
Live at the U.S. Women's Open. First round of match play here at the National Bowling Stadium. Lucas Wiseman, Dave Lamont, Jason Overstreet on the controls. We've got Liz Johnson versus Kayla Bandy, and Stephanie Nation against Missy Parkin. Missy Parkin on fire here so far today.
And Liz Johnson not.
No. Liz,
look at the start she has.
She's in trouble.
Kayla Bandy, open 8 to start. Liz Johnson also only 8 pins in the first frame, and now has a very difficult conversion, which she can't handle. So a totally unexpected start for an accomplished player like Liz Johnson.
Yeah, Liz, her games today, this block, I should say, 191, 216, 177, 190. Not even averaging 200 for her first 4 games of match play, well under 200, about a 190 average. So that's very un-Liz-like.
Extremely. She was super strong in the last block of qualifying to make the cut. Moved up into the middle of this group here, but has slipped since.
Meanwhile, Missy Parkin today, 244, 203, 278, 259. So she's in fuego.
Shannon O'Keefe and
Go for
Yuka
it.
Tushia.
Close enough. Yeah, pretty good, I think.
Yeah, right?
I think that's pretty good.
Yeah. They both have front threes on each other.
Teresa Ross and Lucy Sandelin is our senior featured match. Coach T works at the International Training and Research Center in the USBC coaching department. Starts with a double. She's struggled so far today in this match play portion. So Teresa, some work to do. The seniors only have 4 more games to go here until they determine their stepladder field. And Steph has really not been exceptional here this evening.
No.
Trying to be polite about it. She's
have
not
to be
not
honest.
terrible, terrible, but not exceptional. She's
Not
just
what
kinda,
she's capable of.
No.
And no one knows that more than she does.
She barely has her head above the water right now, I would say.
Now tell me more about Kayla Bandy. Tell me what you know, because I'll be very frank. This is the first time I think I've ever seen her, certainly
okay.
this far
Sure.
into a tournament.
Yeah, Kayla, good college player at the University of Pikeville.
Okay.
And she now coaches over there at Pikeville, helping out on the coaching staff at the University of Pikeville. Of course, Pikeville, I don't know if you're familiar with Pikeville, Kentucky. It's a very small community.
Was that the team that had the anchor bowler who came on her own? Was that
Kim Eulis?
Who was the one? There was one team that had some issues. And
oh, no. Different
was not
team.
Pikeville. Okay.
Different team.
Thank
team.
you. Jason
Yeah.
mouthed the team.
Yeah, he's mouthing the
we're
definitely
choosing
different
not,
team.
Yeah, we're choosing not to mention it.
No, Pikeville's got a storied history as a good college program, and Kayla was a very good college bowler. And she's bowled a lot, and she's a very talented young player, one of the up-and-comers on the women's side as far as young players go.
And she's locked up with Liz Johnson in a who's going to get going first match.
Yeah, and neither of them have done well the last couple of games. Kayla started good, 235, 245, but only 172, 196 cents. Shannon O'Keefe, front 4. She's the one to watch so far early on here this game. Ho-hum, Kelly Kulick, double. Kelly Kulick, 237, 216, and then she took it up another level, 299, 277.
Yeah, if this were an auto race, she would have lapped every car in the field. Shannon O'Keefe trying to make it 5 straight to start things in her match against Yuka. And for those of you wondering about the standings, we're working them up. Not we, Lucas is.
Should be just another minute or two.
And we'll have them posted as soon as possible. 4 more games after this for Lucas to announce. And now.
No, 3 more after this.
Oh, that's right.
6, 7, and 8.
Oh, goody. That's right.
Yeah.
This is game 5. This is
Don't try to make me work any extra.
Piece of cake.
Goes at about a half an hour a game, so it'll probably be about 11:30.
That's not too bad.
But we all get to sleep in the morning, right?
Count on it.
Look at the scoreboard. All even through 3 frames between Nation and Parkin. And those unofficial standings now on my Facebook page, facebook.com/LucasUSBC.
There we go. All right.
I'm going to go with the Reader's Digest extra large print
Excellent
for Dave
idea.
Lamont here.
Kelly plus 1104.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness.
She's opened up 100 and that's a lot of math for me to do. 145 still?
Yeah, that's correct.
It didn't really grow that much because Missy Parkin shot 259 last game. So Missy's hanging in there with her, and so is Linda. Linda's at plus 918.
Yeah.
And you're starting to see some real distance building here between, third and fifth of 120 plus pins. You start seeing that sometimes in the match play. You'll see gaps start to develop. And we're starting to see that. It's kind of like watching a hurricane build in the
Do
Gulf
we really
of
need to
Mexico.
mention that this time of the year?
There's one building, a Tropical Storm Debbie, I think.
Yeah, but that's not. Well, I shouldn't say that's not a big deal. It caused some tornadoes in the Clearwater area.
I heard about that.
Man, yeah, there was some serious destruction there, unfortunately.
O'Keefe front 6. But you see it sort of start to develop, and I'm starting to see that develop a little bit early on here in match play.
Well, there's
some of those
pockets.
Yeah, some of those little pockets starting to build. That's a good way to
Kelly's
put it.
kind of like her own pocket, but then you have 2 bowlers who are in the 900s, Missy at plus 959, Linda plus 918. Then Danielle Milligan in 4th at plus 847. She's kind of by herself. And then you've got Shannon O'Keefe at plus 791, and she's a little bit by herself.
Yeah, but here's the kicker. O'Keefe has the front 6 now, so the pocket could disappear real quick here.
And I'm trying to see if I can find Danielle Milligan, who...
I think she's down on the
well off to our
low
left.
end. Yeah,
And
they get that on that
Kelly-
low end, and some of those screens are a little darker and harder to read.
Kelly's just ridiculous
Yeah,
right now. That's
front
just
three.
4 in a row.
Yeah, front four now.
Yep.
You're right.
Brenda Padilla, 6th. Rachel Perez, 7th, just 10 back of Padilla. Jody Westner, who's 3-1, is 8th, and only 6 ahead of Stephanie Nation, despite Stephanie's 1-3 match record.
Yeah.
And Tuchia at plus 689, Aaron McCarthy 11th, 684, so she has a chance to do something. Kayla Bandy from Pikeville, Kentucky. Liz Johnson, 0-4, is 13th. And Brittany Hamilton, Leanne Holstenberg, the defending champion, and Rocio Restrepo holding up 16th.
Here's how quick things change. 3 games ago, Erin McCarthy was in 5th place. She's now in 11th after losing 3 matches in a row. Things turn around pretty quick in this format.
And the struggles of Liz Johnson are mysterious. She is had 2 opens to start, and has had nothing but 9 spare, now likely to get 9 spare in the 5th, but yet isn't really out of her match with Kayla Bandy.
And let's talk about the seniors for a minute, because they're at the halfway point of their match play, and guess what? There is a couple of huge pockets that have developed. Lucy Sandlin running away, 140 pins ahead of
She's been on top
second.
all day.
Yeah, she's good to go. She's golden. She should be fine. Robin Romeo, 2nd. Dana Miller-Mackey, 3rd. Gina Nacarado has moved into 4th, and then there is a massive gap, almost 200 pins between 4th and 5th. So the show is almost already set for the seniors.
Yep.
With just 4 games to go and 200 pins between 4th and 5th. It's looking pretty solid for those top 4 to be in on the show here on Bowl TV tomorrow.
And just as we were starting to wonder about Erin McCarthy, after missing a single pin in the opening frame, she has put together 6 straight against Rachel Perez. And Liz Johnson has thrown her first strike of the match. It took her 6 frames to do it, but
Yeah, it's not like Liz.
no, I'm shocked.
I don't know what's going on with her. I wonder if there's something more to the story that we're not aware of. I'd like to find out more info on that. I wish we had.
Well, I've got something unbelievably shocking to announce. Kelly has hit another strike.
Front 5.
I'm just,
Shannon O'Keefe did end up missing in the 7th, so her run at.
But how many little runs has she had? 4, 5, 6, 7 in a row today.
Yeah.
And she works at it. She works so hard at her conditioning, staying in shape year-round. She does a great job. Multi-sport athlete. She loves to play softball in addition to her prowess in bowling.
Kelly's threatening to run away with this thing early on here in match play.
And she'll be looking at the...
I think she just struck again.
It's a pretty safe bet, and she did. And the top seed, in which she is on her way to taking, gets to just sort of sit around and watch everybody else. And bowl only 1 match. The worst you'll do is 2nd.
That's right. That's why it's important to get that number 1 spot. Guaranteed the big payday and a shot at the title.
There's all sorts of theories about, is it better to be number 1, better to be number, say, 3 or 4. Everybody has an opinion on that.
Yeah.
I've always thought just having to have the 1 match, but it would be the way to go. The worst check you're going to get is 2nd place.
Yeah, exactly.
And
that's what I would think it would be best.
But there are others who would say, you know what, I'd rather have a game under my belt. I'd rather go ahead and say be number 3 or number 2 and have to bowl 1 more game, and if I can win that, I get to the championship. So everybody's got a theory on that.
Look at the scoreboard. It's a close one here between Bandy and Johnson, as Johnson finally gets a double and still trails by 14. See if Liz can get another one here.
Well, if she does, it'll be 3 in a row.
And she can cut it to 4.
No. Ooh.
Wow. It's an ugly little baby split.
3, 9, 10.
That sleeper back there makes that one exponentially harder.
Yeah.
Steph packs all 10 back for the strike in the 6th. And, not a lot of strikes this game on that pair. Parkin has cooled off a little bit, so this is another opportunity for that pocket to build between Parkin and Kulick, because Kulick, the front six, Parkin 1 strike through 6 frames, and the margin is growing quickly.
And it's not as if Jody Wessner is bowling badly against Kelly Kulick.
Yeah, she's bowling good. Yeah, a couple
She's
of spares and
together
the rest strikes.
4 in a row.
Yeah.
But it's just Kelly finally left something, at least a 7-pin. That's all. It was just a 7-pin. So a tiny chance for Jody Wessner, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, have to see how it progresses. Jody will need to keep throwing a couple of more strikes here. But max score for Wessner, 267. Max for Kelly, 279.
Shannon O'Keefe's going to win. And she has another super solid game.
Near perfect, exception of that 7th frame where she'll have to split for an open.
Yep, she drilled it that time. So Shannon O'Keefe's going to win. Defeat Yuka with a 266, so that becomes basically 296 with the 30-pin bonus.
And Yuka could still shoot, 245, so it's not like she's bowling bad. Erin McCarthy's striking along over there after missing a single pin. She's got 8 in a row.
So she's going to win over Rachel Perez.
This is almost like Erin McCarthy's coming out party here on the big scene. You know, she came out and took control in the college side, and now she's showing the big dogs that she's here to party.
Yep. The expression, whenever a bowler says he or she rolls it good, it sounds like a very modest statement, but that's high praise coming from top bowlers when they say
for sure.
that.
Yeah. And Erin McCarthy has a rev rate that is more like what you would see in the men's competition.
Yes.
Many revs as she gets on the ball. It's
she's a slight frame too. She's thin.
She's really tiny.
She's not very tall. She's probably weigh about 110 pounds. It looks like, and but she just fires it.
Rips on the ball.
Yeah, she really does. She generates a lot of movement.
We'll try to take a look at her next time she's up in the 10th frame. She'll be coming up here in just another minute or two. Missy really struggling on this pair. 1 strike in 7 frames. That's unusual considering she shot 278, 259 in the last 2 games. She's thrown a lot of strikes the last couple of games, and now she can't get it going. It could be a little transition with the lane condition here that Missy's running into. That looks pretty good. Yeah.
Yep. Good ones know how to adjust.
That's right. She won't be stuck in that non-strike routine for very long.
She rarely is.
She gets it going pretty quick. Jubal wants to know in the chat what time match play starts tomorrow. It is a 3 p.m. Pacific start, 6 p.m. Eastern, and it'll probably take a few hours to go through the squad. I would guess that things would wrap up probably about 7 o'clock maybe.
You think?
Pacific time, be my guess.
So Stephanie Nation draws a 7-10.
Yeah, maybe 7:30 Pacific time, so 10:30 Eastern we should wrap up by, I think. You know, there'll be a little bit of a delay between the last game and the position round to get things geared up, so kind of depends on how quick that goes. But prime time bowling for the East Coast crowd.
Yes, sir.
Be able to watch it all evening, and it'll be over, I promise, in plenty of time for everybody to make it to sleep, go to work the next morning. Unlike tonight.
Got Erin McCarthy has thrown a strike in every frame except the first.
Yeah, just going for that 11 in a row award. She 279.
And Liz Johnson, although she's not going to defeat Kayla Bandy here, doesn't look like it, may be getting her Liz Johnson mojo back. Might be too late in this game. Erin McCarthy looks like another one. Goodness me.
And that draws some applause from the crowd. 279, back 11 for Erin McCarthy.
Wow.
A high five action. She deserves it. Yeah, Liz has thrown a few strikes down the stretch here, but only going to shoot 201, and she's going to lose. 198 now, and she's going to lose. So another game under 200 for Liz, and she's only at 972 for 5 games.
Yeah, that's uncharacteristic.
Minus 28. Just not very good performance by Liz Johnson here this evening, and I think she would say the same thing.
Oh, no question. Meantime, Kelly Kulick, after opening up with, 6 in a row, has had a couple of spares. And Jody Westner's hanging right with her.
Yeah, it's still a 23-pin lead for Kelly. Frame and a half to go, but Jody just missed a spare.
Yep.
You put the Lamont
I
jinx on
did.
her.
That's apparently it's a brand new
You're
jinx.
learning.
Yes. Wow.
You are learning
Just
the
when I tried
ways
to-
of the wise men.
Tried to hype that up a little bit, and boy, I messed that one up.
Lucy Sandelin down there just tossed a double. She can max out at 190. Teresa Ross can strike out for 183. Unfortunately, I don't think there's going to be a lot of drama in the senior division tonight. The top 4 who are going to make the show look pretty solid, so we'll keep an eye on things and let you know. But it's going to be a great show, I think, in the senior division.
And if some of you are signing off for the evening, and we hope not, but understandably, for some it's getting kind of late, you can always go to bowl.com, and there's one place to get the results, as well as Lucas's Facebook and his Twitters when he has a chance to send out a tweet.
Yeah, we'll have a recap tonight on bowl.com, and so you wake up in the morning, you can see where everything stands.
We should be watching Stephanie and Missy, and we are right now.
Yeah, it's real close here. It's a 2-pin advantage for Missy Parkin heading into the 10th frame, but she can't shut out Stephanie Nation. Because Stephanie can strike out for 213, Missy can only strike out for 205.
And don't forget, Stephanie struck out to steal a game by 1 pin
Yes, she did.
from Aaron McCarthy,
Last
who
game.
promptly dropped to 279 on Rachel Perez.
Yeah, Rachel says, thank you very much, Stephanie, for making Aaron mad, putting the stick in the hornet's nest. Kelly's easily going to beat Jody Westner, so no doubter over there at this stage. Shannon O'Keefe 266 to 235 over Yuka. There's a close one down here. Barnes beats Holsenberg 185-184. That was a knockdown, drag-out
Interesting.
bar fight down there. Oh, wow, look at the shot by
Yeah.
Parkin. Jersey squasher.
And the difference between that and a Brooklyn is what?
Right down the noggin.
Oh, right in the middle.
Yeah,
Okay.
pretty close.
So that sounded like something I used to watch on pro wrestling. The Jersey squasher.
I'm not sure where that comes from. but-
I don't know either. Wasn't that in The Sopranos?
Yeah, it may have been.
Yuck it up, Jason. These are the jokes. Come on, laugh. Good Lord.
He's too tired.
He is just,
He's like a robot over
he
there.
is stone-faced today.
Well, that double in the 10th, that carry for Parkin was actually a big one because that puts her in the 200s here and forces. She gets 8 for 203, and that was good. Good count as far as the match goes because now Nation has to double in the 10th to win the game.
Don't rule it out. She snuck one out already. We're going to get Tennille Milligan and Rachel Perez in front of us, and Liz Johnson and Linda Barnes to the right of that.
Has to have it. Good shot.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well,
Another opportunity for Nation to steal a game.
and while she's not doing it with outrageously high scores, she is picking up those 30 additional bonus pins or bonus points for a win, which I love that rule, by the way.
Makes each game exciting
Yep. Yep.
and adds a little drama no matter what is going on.
No, I think that's a fantastic idea.
And right now in Thailand,
Yes.
Marshall Kent from Junior Team USA, as we watch Stephanie miss here, she leaves the 4-pin. She will lose the game by
Wow.
1 pin. And over in Thailand, it's the semifinals of the singles event at the World Youth Championships where Marshall Kent will battle Singapore's Basil Lowe. They're starting 4 minutes ago. So they were scheduled for a 10 p.m. Pacific start.
And refresh my memory, Marshall bowled in Lincoln. I saw him. He
Yep,
bowled
for Robert Morris, Illinois.
There you go. Thank you.
And so he has an opportunity to. He's already assured Junior Team USA their first medal of the championships, and we'll have to wait and see how he does in the semifinals, and hopefully he'll make it to the finals. We'll have to wait and see.
Also, in our eyesight, we'll get Stephanie Nation and Brittany Hamilton. And
Tennille Milligan, Rachel Perez.
Yep.
So we've got 3 games to go, games 6, 7, and 8.
Among those who didn't make it, a little bit of a surprise, Carolyn Doran Ballard did not qualify for the final 16.
She almost didn't make the first cut.
Right. It was
close.
very
close.
Yep.
Yeah.
And when I was watching, she was bowling mostly fairly well, but just was so far behind that she could not climb up. We're going to get also Brenda Padilla and Yuka Tushia will be in front of us. Those will be the ones we can best keep an eye on. And this is a nice match. Kelly Kulick and Shannon O'Keefe.
Yeah, that'll be a good one off to the left there.
Look at what those two have done
They
today.
are firing it up. Kelly Kulick for 5 games today, plus 284 on the squad, which is absolutely on fire. And Shannon O'Keefe is doing pretty good as well, plus 118 after starting with a 197 game. So O'Keefe having a good block. Those are 2 of the top blocks I've seen out there. Tennille Milligan's plus 143. Yuka Tushia is plus 134. So some decent scores out there, as you would expect from these players. And for those of you wanting to keep updated on how Marshall Kent's doing in the finals, I have my man in the field in Thailand. We're connected everywhere. Neil Stremmel, on his iPhone, will be texting me updates as we go along during this semifinal match. So we'll keep you updated. Since we're on the air anyways, might as well keep the fans out there.
Is he actually in Thailand?
Yes,
Good
he
for
is
him.
in Thailand. There's no live streaming, unfortunately, so nobody can watch it.
You took all the equipment.
Yeah, all the equipment's here. So no live streaming from Thailand, but
I don't think Neil could set that up, frankly.
no, he's
old-fashioned.
smart guy, but he's smart in a different way.
Right. I think he uses a typewriter still, actually.
First report coming in. Marshall just left a 210 on a practice ball. Thanks, Neil. Don't need practice
Really?
updates.
We're talking about practice, Neil. Not a game. Practice.
Practice. Talking about practice. Okay, Allen Iverson.
I still get a huge kick out of hearing that. Just cracks me up.
So while we watch Game 6 get underway, 6 of 8, we will keep you up to date on what's going on in Thailand.
And Lucas will have those standings fairly quickly through
They've been
the
coming in
first
pretty
5.
quick. Yeah.
Here, I'm going to go ahead and tell you that Kelly's first.
Good.
Okay?
Don't go out on a limb there.
The next 15 spots are up for grabs, but Kelly's first.
It's yeah. I think the Kelly's going to stay first for quite a while, especially since Missy. Missy had a 2-0 game, and Kelly shot 250 and 1, so Kelly basically picked up another 55 pins or so on Missy, adding to that lead. So that gap has grown between first and second after that last game. So do you think we'll have the Dave and Chris show tomorrow afternoon?
I hope so.
Chris got too many other things going on with full expo duties. I know he's real busy this week.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he's keeping him busy. They cracking the whip on him from he's got his hand in so many different jars that everybody wants him. So let's hope that he's able to hang out. Because,
I would hope so. I'll talk to him about it. He and I haven't actually not spoken all that much today because there's so many ball reps who are talking to him. Plus, again, he's keeping an eye on Linda and his son, who is here, Troy, one of his 2 sons, the twins. I'm just looking for a quick start somewhere. And Shannon O'Keefe has opened on Kelly Kulick with a double. Kathy Doran-Lizzie is not among our 16, so she will be our sideline reporter on Wednesday night.
I was wondering about that.
Yep.
She
Well,
would,
we have a system. Kathy's our first choice. If she makes the show, and Carolyn doesn't, then Carolyn's our next choice. If they both somehow make it, then we ask Linda.
I gotcha. I find it hard to believe that Carolyn is okay with being the second choice with anything. She's a champion. She wants to be number
She's a
one.
type A personality. Yes.
They should have a knockdown. They should bowl a match to be the.
You remember last year when we were Syracuse at the Queens? It was Kathy who beat her.
Yeah.
And that really led to her getting on the show and putting Carolyn and switching the two roles.
That would be fun, though. Have a special Bowl TV match between Kathy and Carolyn for the rights to be the lane side reporter on the TV show.
All right, but here's the thing: is the winner the lane side reporter or the loser the lane side reporter?
The winner, because they get they get paid for that
That's
a little
true.
bit.
They
so
do pick up a couple of
so
extra.
that's the prize fund. They get to pick up a few extra bucks
You're right.
for being a lane side reporter. I like it. I think it's a good idea. I don't know if the TV.
I don't
folks
think
will go
they
for
would like it.
No, probably not. But it would draw some viewers because that's some drama right there.
Yes,
Sister
it
battle.
is.
Come on.
Yes,
That's good stuff.
it is. Shannon O'Keefe opened with a double and then opened in the third frame. So now Kelly Kulick appears to have left a split, and I just can't see. One of the pins is a 7.
It's a 7-10.
7-10. Yeah.
It's
Based
the
on
only thing that's going to stop her today.
Don't be too sure. And there are 2 matches so far off to our left that I can't read who the players are. Aaron McCarthy is one of them.
The match has started in Thailand between Basil Lowe and Marshall Kent. And Singapore starts with a Brooklyn. And the fashion report from Neil Stremmel is that he is wearing a yellow shirt and pink pants.
Neil is?
No, the Singaporean.
Singaporean. Okay.
Maybe he's trying to blind
Yellow and
Marshall. Yeah, yellow and pink, it sounds like.
Huh.
There's a look at Kelly Kulick.
Yeah, we've had a lot of requests in the chat to get her on camera. She just, for some strange reason, has not always been in much of a position. She hasn't been in front of us yet. I think not since I've sat down anyway.
Yeah, she was. She started off down on the low end, and I would guess that they bowl one game on each of the 8 pairs tonight.
Right.
They kind of move around, so we should get her again. If we haven't, I don't remember if we got her earlier or not. It's all a blur. Wow, and Kelly now ahead of the field by 197 pins.
5-0.
Yep.
So she's picked up 150 just on that alone. Missy Parkin second, Linda Barnes third. Both of those two 4-1. Shannon O'Keefe, who's 3-2, is fourth. Danielle Milligan, 2-3 in match play, but is plus 861 now, 40 ahead of Brenda Padilla, and
I'm cramping your style here, aren't I?
Erin McCarthy has shot up to 7th with that big game.
Yeah, she was in, 11th before
11th.
that game? Yeah.
Then dropped a 279 that could very well have been a perfect game. She went 9 open in the first frame.
Amazing how quick it can change. Should have the standings here for you on Facebook just a moment.
And in the Linda Barnes-Liz Johnson match, that's Liz with the early advantage, having a couple of spares and a double. Linda with 2 spares and a strike in the third, and then a 7-10 split in the fourth. And she's coming off a 185 in her 5th game, but she won the game by a pin. She and Leanne Hulsenberg in a pitcher's duel.
All right, head over to Facebook. Check out the standings, facebook.com/LucasUSBC. Facebook.com/LucasUSBC for the updated standings. Seniors division still, no change. It's in fact, it's gotten even more defined as far as the top 4 go. It's now almost 300 pins from 4th to 5th.
Wow.
So yeah, Sandelin, Romeo, Miller, Mackey, and Nacarado are locked into the show. So no No drama, unfortunately.
Well, Linda Barnes comes back off the 7-10 with a strike in the 5th.
Look at the outfit for the Singaporean by Neil Strebel, the yellow and the pink. It's a bad picture, but
it's different.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not horrible, but it's
You've
different.
seen worse on the golf course, right?
Well, Ricky Fowler, his tend to be the same color, which in some ways is worse.
Okay, they're moving along really fast in that match. Marshall Kent double, 7 spare. Basil Lowe from Singapore strike, split, strike, spare. So it sounds pretty close. Marshall maybe with a slight edge early on in that one. So we're having the nice play-by-play reports from Neil Strummel in Thailand. I wish we could watch it. It'd be pretty exciting.
Oh, Neil Milligan chops a 3-6, chops the 3 off.
Not good.
So a rare mistake for her, and giving Rachel Perez an opportunity to get back into the match after Rachel started slowly. Yuka Tsuchiya open to the first frame and has put 4 straight on Brenda Padilla.
Look at Kelly's score this game. 70 in the 5th.
Okay,
Cooling
that
off
doesn't
down
make
there.
any sense.
Now 2 splits. I would guess she left a Greek church in the 5th. She went 5-2. And she just left a 4-pin, so something's going on that pair she doesn't like.
And Shannon O'Keefe has a good opportunity there to eat a little bit of that. But the thing is, Kelly has built up such a cushion that she could afford a clunker here. And it won't hurt her that much, and she still may be able to pull something out. Back to Liz and Linda, and Liz Johnson now opens in the 6th. So while she has a comfortable advantage on Linda Barnes, she can't quite. Well, that's a pretty good-sized lead. But if Linda can string some strikes together, she can eat away at that gap, and she instead leaves the big 4.
Big 4. Marshall Kent up by 18 pins after 4 frames in the World Youth Singles Semifinals.
We are worldwide tonight.
That's what they call me, Worldwide Wiseman.
There's a lot of things they call you again. And people asking for the Facebook, looks like we're getting some answers already on that.
Yep, facebook.com/Lucas USBC.
Ooh, interesting strike for Rachel Perez. It was probably one of the ugliest strikes in the history of the game. But it's a strike.
1. Yeah, up by 1 on Tennille.
Well, Linda Barnes is in danger of hurting her position, not only if she loses this match to Liz Johnson, and she's down 30, but if the score continues to be low, then she's asking for some serious trouble here.
Marshall Kent 3-6-10 in the 5th, and he missed it, so the lead is gone for him. Keep our fingers crossed for our junior Team USA friend.
Milligan and Perez, 1 pin apart through 6, both of them off the strikes. And Barnes comes back with a strike in
down
the 7th.
30, though.
Yep. At this point, I think she's just got to try to post a score. Liz Johnson hasn't won a match tonight, which I can't believe I just said that. 0-5.
Yeah. This is her opportunity here, up by 30.
And I look down to see a familiar sight, Kelly Kulick sarcastically patting herself on the back after a strike. The pat on the back, not familiar. The strike is familiar. She's trying to rebound against Shannon O'Keefe, who, be careful, she is so streaky. And she's off a double in frame 6 and 7.
Here's Tennille hiding behind the service light post.
That's a bright green top she has on.
Yes, it is.
She's not going to be hiding for long. We can turn the lights out and find her in that.
She had a chance to take the lead there, but leaves the single pin. Marshall Kent still with a slight lead in the 6th frame against Basil Lowe in Thailand. I don't think there's anywhere else on the internet that you can get updates on that match. We're it. For that match.
Do you think there's
no live
Thai
scoring,
version of Lucas Wiseman
no,
somewhere?
There's no live streaming. There's no live scoring. There's nothing.
You sure the match is being played?
Yeah, I don't know. Neil could be messing with me here. You know, he's feeding me bad info.
By the way, I would like to go on the public record here in front of everyone here in Reno and in Bowl.com, our audience. If a tree falls in the forest, it will make a sound. Just want you to know that. It's going to make a sound, whether anyone's around to hear it or not.
Yeah, the question in chat is the World Youth semifinals one game. It is just a one-game match.
Whoa.
Yeah. Marshall up by 4 after 6 frames and working on a strike. So he'll have a chance to take a even better lead. Hopefully nobody minds us giving the updates on Marshall. I think a lot of people out there want to know what he's doing.
I think it's great.
And it's really hard to win a singles medal at the World Championships. I know you haven't been to a World Championships, but it's really almost impossible to win a singles medal at the World Championships because they bowl 6 games, cut to the top 4. That's it.
Wow.
Yep. So there's however many.
So no off games.
No, you can't afford it. And I don't remember how many boys there are in the field, but it's 178 in the field. They bowl 6 games and cut to 4.
That's
so
hectic.
That's hard.
That is
really difficult.
Very hectic, and it's an international field.
The semifinals are Singapore versus U.S. and Japan versus Korea.
And how old by youth, are we talking what age groups?
I can't remember exactly what it is, but it's like under 21, under 20, in that range. Marshall just tripped a 4-9 for a double to take a 14-pin lead.
Good for him.
Would be a pretty big upset if he beat the Singaporean, who averaged 240 in the qualifying portion. So,
for Yuka Tsuchiya, a very, very difficult conversion here. 1-2-8-10. And if she can't convert it, she leaves the door open for Brenda Padilla, who's not exactly knocking the bottom out of this game, but has a chance. Meantime, Brittany Hamilton hanging in against Stephanie Nation, but Nation with an advantage, but Hamilton off of a double. For the conversion, 10-pin stays up.
Kelly Kulick might bowl one of her lowest games of the tournament this game.
It's not happening. Shannon O'Keefe's going to get a big win here, barring a complete collapse. And Kelly in the 8th, however, gets a strike, but she's down 35 and running out of time.
Yeah, Kelly can only shoot 190 this game, and if she doesn't strike on her next shot, 170 is what she'll shoot. And that's not what we've seen out of her. Yeah, that'll bring back.
Where's Missy right now? She stands to benefit. She and Shannon O'Keefe stand to benefit the most from this.
I believe that Missy is down on the far low end, and
maybe against Aaron McCarthy.
She's bowling Kayla Bandy down there, I believe, and Missy not doing a whole lot this game. One double has an open, 114 in the 6th.
Meantime, Liz Johnson just isn't at her very best. She can't quite put Linda Barnes away. Barnes has strung together 3 straight in the 7th, 8th, and 9th, while Liz Johnson sits on a spare in the 9th, 163 through 8.
Marshall Kent just left a light 4-10 split in the 8th frame, and they are all even with 2 frames to go in Thailand.
Lovely. Ooh, and Liz Johnson, a non-ringing 10-pin.
So she's going to shoot 202, and Linda's going to shoot potentially 213 if she strikes out. So Linda has to double in the 10th to win. Unless Liz goes 9 spare 9 here, then Linda could go strike 9 spare to win by 1.
Bowling math at its finest right there. Meantime, Tsuchiya and Padilla, 7 pins separating the 2 of them. They both strike in the 9th. Liz will hit the 10-pin.
Marshall Kent a strike in the 9th, and they are dead even, 148-148 in the 8th frame.
Wow,
and Marshall set it up for the 10th with a strike in the 9th frame. It's been a pretty low-scoring pattern. It's a very tough Mexico City pattern they're bowling on.
And for the bad finish for Rachel Perez, left a 7-10 and took nothing. So she shoots a 181. So Tennille Milligan really in command now.
Basil Lowe with a strike in the 9th, so they will enter the 10th frame. Whoever, it's almost like a 10th frame roll-off.
Liz shoots a 199.
Yep.
She is just off.
Linda needs strike 7 spare to win by 1.
And Shannon O'Keefe will defeat Kelly Kulick, who wound up with a 189, a respectable score considering where she was.
It's a good save for Kelly.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it right
Kelly
there.
rushing to the bathroom. Maybe that's why she bowled.
You never know, man. Distracted, not concentrating, focus off a little bit.
Could be.
I felt like during that a couple of games ago when I was getting thirsty that I might have made a mistake or two. So it can happen to anybody. Milligan with another strike.
It's important to stay hydrated when you're in Reno.
Oh, so Tennille Milligan will win again.
Linda Barnes must strike situation to win the game. Looks,
oh boy.
Through the face.
Yep.
Yeah, it's going to be a loser. She's going to lose by 8 even if she picks it up. Basil Lowe through the face, left a 9 pin.
Huh.
So Marshall Kent will have a chance to win it with a strike.
Stephanie Nation, trying to do this out loud, should be able to win here, but she's got a sleeper.
Yes.
She got, so she sits at she's looking at a 2.8.
She can shoot 233 this game, which would win by 4. So she needs the spare, and then she needs 7 on the fill ball.
So a big win for Shannon O'Keefe, big win for Tennille Milligan. Tough loss for Linda Barnes. So it might be, and she converts that sleeper without any difficulty at all. At this level for the professional players, that's not that difficult a shot.
In Thailand, Basil Lowe finishes at 188. Marshall Kent can win the match with a strike on his first shot of the 10th. And
is that all?
He's up now. No pressure at all. What? It's a one-game match.
It's a one-game, yeah.
One-game match.
Strike her, see you at the airport.
Anxiously looking at my phone, waiting for the report to come in of a strike. We'll see. Neil Stremmel typing. It says typing.
You could she basically needs to just not foul.
Solid strike for Marshall Kenny.
Good
wins
for
the match,
him.
and he's going to bowl for the
him.
gold medal.
And so Padilla is handed a defeat by Yuka, 200 to 195. Somebody dropped a 249 way down on our left over there. And there are 2 matches that are the furthest matches out of our range, unfortunately. And Deandra Asbady with a tweet saying, 20 pins away from being as awesome as I needed to be. Thanks for all the support. Average 239 today. Happy I gave myself a chance.
Yep, she did give herself a chance. She bowled really well today and just came up short. She shot 238 the last game, and it looked like it might be enough, but the cut number jumped dramatically the last game. I've never seen it go up so high in one game. It went 40 pins up in one game, and she just missed despite a huge push here today. 196 to 188, Marshall Kent defeats Basil Lowe in Thailand.
.249, 226. Now, Lucas, are you able to read who the bowlers are? The next, not the far left, but the next.
It's Aaron McCarthy on top, and boy, I can't read the bottom. That screen's too dark.
Yep, it is. 249. So Aaron didn't win that game.
Somebody with a short first name.
Let's
see.
We know it's not Bandy because she's still bowling.
Well, it's gone now.
Okay. Well, we'll find out shortly.
Yeah, I'm not sure who
We
it was.
updated. Yeah, unfortunately.
I got 2012 vision with my glasses, so I can see pretty good. But
Yeah.
that's
No,
pushing
I
it.
agree. That's not. Oh wait, was that Missy?
It may have been. I don't.
Yeah.
know.
If
Oh no,
that's
Missy's down on the far end.
the far. Okay.
Yeah. She only shot 202. Kayla's going to beat her.
So a little faltering near the top, except for Shannon O'Keefe.
Immediately following game 31, there will be an additional delay while we calculate the position round placement for the ladies in the senior women's U.S. Open position round match. Once again, after this game, there will be a slight delay while we
Just announcing there'll be a little bit of a delay after this game concludes, or I should say, and there'll be another delay on the senior side. So we're, I guess you need to make an editorial decision here.
Yeah, we're going to take a quick commercial break here while they get the names loaded up. I think the way the scoring system works, it does in 6-game increments, so it'll have to refire for the last 2 games here. So we will step away for a couple of minutes, take a break, but don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with the final couple of games here at the U.S. Women's Open.
It started a couple years ago, and I knew I needed an extra challenge. League was fun, but it wasn't preparing me for my weekend tournaments, and when I traveled, I felt unprepared. So I wanted to get into the sport bowling to really challenge myself and hone my skills, so that I went to, like I said, a tournament. I was prepared and ready to bowl.
Obviously, when you first start, it's a little bit frustrating. Your average takes a dive a little bit, but if you stick with it, for people who may want to give this a try, sticking with it does help.
Absolutely. You just gotta, take your lumps and expect not to average 220 like you do on your league night, and say, it's okay averaging 180, 190 and getting up into the 200s, and you feel like you've accomplished something averaging 200 on a sport pattern.
I think the decision to bowl sport more came out of, watching house patterns, watching the averages go up, the scores go up, seeing that, some guys got 11 in a row and there's not a crowd watching anymore. No one really cares. And I just decided, this isn't bowling. This isn't what it was when I was a kid. You start to realize on a house shot, you throw a bad shot and it carries, and you're realizing I'm not getting penalized and I should be. And sport shots came along, and that was really the opportunity to see, where am I? How good am I? How bad am I? What do I need to work on?
It can be frustrating when you first start, when you're going from the house pattern to a sport edition. What would you say to somebody who's just getting started in it? I mean, it can be tough to hang in there.
I think really you just try to say, it's different, understand that it's different, learn from it, realize that it's teaching you where you need to improve.
And that was one of the shortest slight delays in the history of anything, as they're back at it for the 7th game here at the first of 2 8-game blocks, the U.S. Women's Open in Reno, Nevada at the National Bowling Stadium. I'm Dave Lamont from ESPN, and Lucas Wiseman is signing autographs and posing for pictures. He'll be with us in a moment. And in front of us, we have some nice matches. Missy Parkin, Linda Barnes, they both struck to open. Jody Westner and Tennille Milligan. Brittany Hamilton, Kayla Bandy, some youth in that match right there. And Kelly Kulick has finally moved into our range here, and she's going to be taking on Brenda Padilla. Stephanie Nation, Leanne Hulsenberg, Shannon O'Keefe, Aaron McCarthy. That's an interesting match, and we'll have the post-Game 6 update for you in a moment.
My ears burning a little bit while I was off the
I was just telling your fans, because every time it's so funny, you have such a rapport with your audience that when you're gone and Barnes and I are here, we keep getting the "Where's Lucas's?" We didn't do anything to him. He's taking a break.
I was having a little discussion with Aaron Smith, who's writing our press release tonight, to figure out the plan for this evening. So he's working. He said he's already got the press release written about Kelly Kulick.
Okay.
That's
leading after quality. Yep,
yeah.
That's
leading at the end of today, because it's virtually a lock that she's going to be leading after today. That's what it looks like.
I must admit, I understand why they may not want to hear from me, but if they don't want to hear from Chris Barnes, that strikes me as odd.
I think they like you guys.
Linda opens up with a double, Missy Parkin on the strike, so I'm dying to see what's happened after Kelly Kulick's first mini clunker of the night, a 189, although she's still going to be in first. But Shannon O'Keefe was the big beneficiary there, beating Kelly, picking up the 30, while Missy Parkin stumbled a little bit, and the Barnes stumbled a little bit. I'm guessing also that Tennille Milligan is going to benefit. She's been extremely steady tonight.
Yeah, still waiting on the update. Should come in pretty soon here.
And we'll also update you on the seniors, as they're actually one game away from their position round to determine their top 4, although
not much drama.
As Lucas has said, we're calling that one, or he is going to call that one here in a moment.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's definitely called. I think that some of them may not even have to bowl the last game. The top 4 may be able to just take the last game off and be
head of the
assured.
Slots.
It could be 300. It could be 300 pins. I haven't
Video
seen
poker.
Yeah, exactly. Go hit a royal flush.
I did that once at the Hard Rock in Hollywood.
Yeah,
Florida.
I've hit one before too. It's always exciting when you do.
It stopped me if I didn't understand what was going on at first.
As soon as we get the update on the standings, we'll let you know. Shouldn't be too long.
Stephanie Nation very quietly trying to claw her way back into this after a rough start.
Yeah, unfortunately, all the games from the previous 6 disappeared on us.
Just trust us on that, okay, folks? She was, 0 for 4? Or 0 and 3, I know.
Yeah, she had a rough start to match play. Let's take a look at the scoreboard there. Linda Barnes with a double to start against Missy Parkin. So Linda, a little bit of a 10-pin lead. Always nice to get off to an early start against Missy Parkin. And Brittany Hamilton open in the first. Kayla Bandy up by 10. Players are probably pretty exhausted, if I had to guess. They've played 12 games already today. And it's a lot of games. And the question was, is Linda Barnes going to be able to physically hold up for 14 games today with all the stuff she's had going on physically? And so far, so good. We'll see how she feels tomorrow. I think when she wakes up tomorrow, that'll be the big test.
Well, the big help is that she'll have most of the day, to get ready. They don't have to be back here until 3 Pacific time.
Yeah, so she'll be able to relax and maybe go sit in the hot tub at the hotel and try to loosen up a little bit. Hopefully she'll be feeling pretty good. Always makes for an interesting show when Linda makes it and Chris is doing the color.
2 U.S. Opens in a row.
Yep. And
got a pretty decent chance of the 3rd right now. Remember last year during the Open, Linda was really there's Chris offering some advice.
Troy's down there too. I think he's reading. He's got his hoodie up, and I think he's reading or something. He looks tired. He's off to the left.
And he's in that group somewhere.
Yeah, he's hiding. He looks like a Smurf with his blue hoodie on. There he is. Right next to Linda's. Is that Linda's mom?
I think it is. There's a bit of her. I've not been formally introduced, but there's a definite resemblance.
I can't see the face, but I think it is.
Yeah, I think so too. And she's in a kind of a not quite a. I don't even know what color jacket that is, but it's.
Everybody in jackets here.
And Missy Parkin fighting back, so this is going to be a good match.
Oh my goodness! And the seniors, it's 340 pins between 4th and 5th.
Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty over.
Alrighty.
Let's see if we can do the update on the web real fast here, and then we'll break it down for everybody. Come on, Facebook. I always delete the old one so that nobody gets confused.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah, I don't want people getting confused. Kind of a makeshift way of getting the results out there for everybody after each game. And it is posted, facebook.com/LucasUSBC.
All right, one Kelly Kulick comfortably in front over Missy Parkin.
184 pins, so it shrank a little bit. Not much as Kelly lost her first match. So
Shannon O'Keefe third, only 11 ahead of Linda Barnes with Keneal Milligan, just 24 back of Barnes, and Erin McCarthy now 6th. But
up.
There's a bit of a gap between her and Milligan of
about 70 pins.
Yep. Brenda Padilla is 3 back of McCarthy. Jody Westner is 15 back of Padilla, and then Stephanie Nation has moved up to 9th. Still has some work to do in order to make. Right now, she's 28 back of Keneal Milligan, who holds the number 5 spot to make the show. But there's more bowling tomorrow. 8 more games starting at 3 o'clock Reno time.
Well, Kelly is. We always look at it's 1st and 6th, and right now Kelly is 360 pins ahead of 6th. So then you look at 2nd and 6th, and it's not that drastic. Only 170 pins or so between 2nd and 6th. So, and then a lot of folks who are just kind of creeping along down below that. So there are a lot of people still in the hunt to make the show with this game, and then 9 more to go. So we've got 1 more today, and then 8 tomorrow. A lot of games left, a lot of bonus pins out there, and not out of question for just about anybody to make a huge run at it, because with those 30 bonus pins, you go 8-0, you're picking up a lot of bonus pins.
140.
And it's almost like a whole extra game on the field, you know?
Meantime, Keneal Milligan is having a bit of a problem on 45 and 46 against Jody Westner. Jody's not exactly tearing it up.
Yeah, it's a rough pair.
But she's 75 through 5, but Milligan is 62 through 4. So neither of them at their very best at the moment, as Westner has 2 opens, and Milligan's off of a split and an open in the 4th. I think some of what, I mean, none of us are exactly shocked that Kelly Kulick is doing as well as she is. I think one of the real, there's several storylines. One of them has to be the fact that Linda Barnes has been able to stay healthy, bowl well, be in the top 5. The other has to be Erin McCarthy, who's 2 and 4, but 6th.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a young bowler, fresh out of college, led after the first day, and ripped this place to shreds after the first day. Cooled off a little bit as Kelly took over. But that's a big story in this house if the Midland bowler can come back.
And in the gold medal match in Thailand, it's going to be Marshall Kent versus Shusaku Asado of Japan. The number 2 versus number 4 seed. Shusaku Asado be my best guess. He beat Ruji Hoon 200 to 197 in the other semifinal.
Parkin, 10 straight back on 43 in her match with Linda Barnes, and that's 5 in a row for Missy Parkin. And Brittany Hamilton in front of us against Kayla Bandy. Open. She recovered 5 in a row after that.
Yeah, Brittany with a pretty sizable lead as we take a look at the scoreboard for Missy and Linda. Missy up by, let's see, 71, 30, 164, 24-pin lead for Missy. Notice our audience kind of dwindling as the night goes on. We were almost to 1,000 at the peak and now down to 539 because it's 1:45 in the morning on the East Coast, which is where a lot of bowlers live. And so not exactly a prime time for watching bowling in the middle of the night on a work night. But fortunately, tomorrow it's not going to go quite as late, and everybody will be able to check out the matches to make the show.
Aaron McCarthy just went 7-0. I didn't see what she missed,
whiff, huh?
And it wasn't a split.
Interesting.
So not sure what happened there, but Shannon O'Keefe has put a double on her too. So Shannon now looks like she's taken charge of that match.
Brenda Padilla is trying to put a whipping on Kelly Kulick here.
Wow,
Padilla was,
yeah, look at that game. Strike, 9 spare, and then 6 straight. Linda Barnes is clean through 8, but with C. Parkin stringing 5 in a row, clean through 8 is not going to be enough. And Kelly has moved over a little bit to the left, and she drilled that strike. And she's hit 4 strikes in a row, so if Brenda Padilla should falter, Kelly will be right there.
See if Brittany can get another one. 6 in a row. Oh, look at that.
Sir.
Breaks it up for a 7-bagger. Let's see if Missy Parkin can knock down her sixth straight strike. That looked pretty good. It was a wicked ring 10, wasn't it? That 6 came spinning around it like a 2x4 in a tornado.
It's late, folks.
Well, my girlfriend's a meteorologist.
I know.
So
I know.
she's always showing me videos of that. She's heading to work probably in about another hour.
Oh, she does morning show?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's been strange here this week because I'm able to talk to her on her way to work while I'm finishing work and heading to the room. Kelly's not laying over against Brenda this game, even though Brenda is striking a bunch.
So's Kelly.
Well, yeah, Kelly can shoot 257. Brenda can shoot 269.
And in the
Sorry,
what if department,
247 for Kelly.
She left a single pin open in the 5th.
There's Kelly. Second shot in the 10th. It's a good one.
All righty.
That forces Brenda to go 9 spare strike to win by 1. If Kelly strikes on film.
Off to our right, Tennille Milligan finally gets a strike. Took her 7 frames.
84 in the 6th.
And she's ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry, 84 for Jody in the 6th.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're right. Tennille at 101 in the 6th, so 17-pin lead.
17-pin lead with just 1
Yeah.
strike. Yeah, you do think that fatigue is going to play a part here. This is where mental strength sometimes matters as much as physical strength. Trying to fight through any kind of tiredness. There wasn't a big break for the bowlers in between the afternoon and the evening squad.
Very
the
short
afternoon
break,
squad ran very late. Kelly with, by the way, another strike to shoot the 247.
Yep.
So even if she doesn't win the match, she shot a 247.
That's right, and Brenda needs, Stephanie Nation, 279, by the way, off to the left.
Very nice.
Brenda needs, I believe, strike 9 spare. Now, it's late, folks, so bear with me here on the math, but I think strike 9 spare wins by 1. Oh, stone
no.
8. No, sorry, 9 spare strike was a winner. Yeah, did I say strike 9 spare?
I don't remember.
I don't remember what I said, but it's 9 spare strike. The stone cold, if that carries, it's a winner for sure. And
right.
But that was a stone cold 8-pin.
Brittany Hamilton, one more.
Brittany does this little thing with her foot. I don't know if you notice it.
I can't see her foot. There's somebody in the way.
Yeah, where if she kicks, you know she's going to strike.
All right, there's the spare for Padilla.
And Brittany's got 8 in a row.
How about this? She has to strike to win this game.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of those situations, haven't we? That's why you like the match play.
9 to tie.
Yep.
Strike to win and take the 30 points. Otherwise, Kelly, who's in first, will pick up 15, and Padilla, who's in the middle of the pack, not in the top 5 at the moment. Linda Barnes is going to end up with a pretty good game, and it may not be enough. I'll tell you that in a minute.
Brittany.
Yes, sir.
9 in a row.
Linda Barnes can shoot 225 and not win in her match with Missy Parkin.
That's correct.
Padilla now.
Yeah.
Got
That's
it.
a winner.
Wow, that's a great shot. So she picks up the 248, 247 win over the current top seed, and picks up the all-important 30 bonus pins, and has done a lot for herself. There she is right there in the bright outfit.
All of a sudden, the field's starting to beat up on Kelly a little bit.
Well, they owe her a couple.
They
do.
beat
up on her. She shot at 247. Linda Barnes is going to finish with a hard to complain about 214, except that it's probably not. I don't think it's going to do anything for her here.
And we didn't get to see it again, the Hamilton foot thing. She just did it. You missed it. I want to look for it on this shot.
More.
That's all right.
Which foot?
It's the right foot.
Okay,
she does a little
right
kick out, you know? I don't know if she'll do it. It depends. If she knows it's going to be high flush, she does it.
She does it, okay.
It's her tell. Missy and Brittany going to go at the same time, but we're going to go over to Brittany. Let's see if she does it here.
Right foot.
Nope, didn't do it that time.
No,
she pulled
wasn't flush.
Nope. Good camera work there, Jason.
Thanks, Jason.
She just didn't
Appreciate
deliver for
that.
us.
278.
Yeah, great game for Brittany. Misses her 11 in a row award, but I think that Brittany's had plenty of 11 in a rows.
So Missy Parkin defeats Linda Barnes. So Linda goes to 4-3 on the evening. The Westner-Milligan match, pretty tight. Big foundation frame strike for Jody. And that's going to put a little on Tennille's shoulders to keep pace.
Yeah, Tennille's still up by 17. Missy can max out 259 here. She's going to beat Linda, who only had 214.
One game to go.
That's right. Liz Johnson only going to shoot 202 down there, which is enough to win her match by 1 pin. I don't know who she's bowling. Can't tell. But Liz needs a strike on the field to win by 1. I don't see who it is. Yeah, she struck. Liz wins 202, 201 down on the low end.
Shannon O'Keefe defeated Aaron McCarthy 220 to 188. So just when things were going well for Aaron McCarthy, she stumbles, and continue to go well for Shannon O'Keefe, by the way.
So 1 game to go. There's going to be a break here because they got to verify all the scores for the seniors and get their names typed in and ready to go. I think it'll be a pretty quick turnaround, though. We'll find out.
Just 8 players, and the top 4 has already been cinched for their championships at 1 o'clock. Now, do you carry that tomorrow?
Yeah. We'll be here live with the seniors.
All right, 1 o'clock.
Senior step ladder.
That's Pacific time again. Everything we're doing is Pacific time right now.
Yeah, exactly. Because nobody on the Eastern time zone is awake right now, I think.
If they are, thank you so much.
They're dedicated bowling fans if you're watching out there.
Much appreciated.
Or you work, work the late shift, I guess.
Wrapping up a couple of loose ends here. Looks good for Tennille Milligan to defeat Jody Wessner.
Yeah, Tennille up by 27 here. She's gonna win. She's already virtually locked it up. Just needs a good count on this shot.
That's a good count.
It's a winner.
Yeah.
She's going to shoot 201 with a strike on the fill. Jody can only shoot 184. And it looks like it was Rocio Restrepo that Liz Johnson beat by 1.
All right, here Rocio just walked by us.
Yeah.
So we'll be seeing who do we have in our feature lanes.
I don't know. I think they're going to have to put the names in again here. So there's going to be probably about a 5-minute break, I think.
Really?
That'd be my guess.
Oh, boy.
So the update from Thailand on the the guys, they're doing the girls' championship first. Then they're going to reel the lanes and then do the boys' championship. So he may actually be bowling when we're done here. But I'll make sure I tweet the result this evening. So.
And we're getting some states that are checking in. Colorado, Minnesota, the East Coast, the entire coast is represented by Ryan. New Jersey is checking in. And again, very, very happy that you're with us.
St. Louis, South Florida. How about that?
Hey, now.
That's where you're from.
All
Texas,
right. South
Philly?
Florida. Where in South Florida? Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Head to Dante and Luigi's there in Philly. It's not open right now. Just head there. Excellent Italian food. Texas is checked in. We got a lot of bowlers from Texas who are in here.
Let's refresh the window here, see if we can get an update on the chat. Panama
Orlando.
City, Florida.
That's not the South. That's the Panhandle. Louisiana. Canada. All right.
Canada, eh? Oh,
love Canada. Great place to visit. Northern California.
Nebraska. Tennessee. That's good. Well, might have all 50 states represented
awesome.
here.
Pennsylvania. Fort Lauderdale.
Hey.
All right. You're the man.
There you go.
You're
Winnipeg.
close to me.
Lafayette, Louisiana.
Oh, I have been there. Préjean's, brother. Préjean's. That's what I do when I'm in Lafayette, Louisiana. I don't mess around. I go right there. Venezuela checking in. Arizona.
Yeah, my buddy Jonathan in Venezuela. North Carolina. All kinds of
outstanding.
Folks.
Well, we really appreciate that. That's cool.
Chris Bartle just sent me a text. Don't hate on the East Coast. I'm still up supporting your fine streaming.
Melbourne,
Thanks, Chris.
Australia.
Well, that's got to be nice. Although Hockey Dude doesn't quite match Australia.
That's an interesting one. Chicago. Nice
Honolulu?
to hear from Chicago. Vegas.
We need a tournament in Honolulu.
Honolulu.
Yeah, we need a
my
tournament
gosh.
there, don't we? Queens next year should be in Honolulu.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
Or take it to the Big Island. Take it to Hilo or
or Kona.
Maui. Oh, that'd be sweet.
Hey, we're on camera now. Hey, everybody.
Oh, hi.
Good evening.
We're
Good
dressed
morning.
for bowl.com, as you can see here.
Yeah, that's right. Dave's in his, looks like his workout outfit or golf clothes.
Well,
or
I'm
something
not
here.
really, this is sort of a hybrid
Oh,
shirt.
okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
it's kind of a throw it on because you knew it was going to be cool outside outfit.
And I think when you step outside, you're going to regret not having more on. It's going to be pretty cold out there.
Well, I've got a jacket, and I will walk briskly.
Yeah, it's not that
And
far
now
of a
I
walk
know.
either.
Now I figured it out. I actually saw the entrance to my hotel.
Yes.
For
Which
the first
hotel
time.
are you at?
I'm at the Silver Legacy.
Oh, okay. That's just a block. No problem.
And the problem is when I made the first trip, it literally took me 15 minutes because I couldn't. And listen, it's not like I've never
Couldn't
been
find
in a
your way,
casino
huh?
before. All right, let's just be upfront with that. But couldn't find my way out to save my life. Now,
they do it that way on purpose.
I know, but I'm not. I haven't gambled yet today. And for example, I should say, well, it's still today here. There's There's time for that, but
By the way, it's 59 degrees outside right now in Reno with a low of 49 today. It's pretty chilly.
well, 59 if it's not windy. Now, if that wind is
that
still
wind,
around,
that wind's still picking up.
if it's
out there,
still
I
out
think.
there, that's going to be a long block. And it's about as quiet in here as it was when Kelly Kulick was a shot away from the 300 a couple of hours ago.
Well, looks like they're going to get the scores all verified. I don't know if they're going to get practice or not. It does look like we probably have Shannon O'Keefe for this last game. She's heading off for a bathroom break.
Yep, Tennille Milligan may be in our sights again. Jody Westner has worked her way. And it might be her in Yucca, looks like.
Just got a request on Facebook. Jason, they say we should stay on the air, Holly Harris does, until we have all the Marshall Kent updates. So I don't know how that would work. We'll just show some empty lanes here at the National Bowling Stadium and talk about what's going on in Thailand.
To answer the question about my hair, will it move at all? Not indoors. Will it move outdoors? We'll see.
It doesn't look like it's too firm today.
Let's check.
Yeah, it would blow away.
It
looks like it's taken a beating over the course of the travel day.
And this is clean.
Maybe some sleeping on the plane and
Not enough, I can tell you that.
It's a long trip from South Florida all the way out here.
Yeah, I had forgotten.
Hi, Tennille. You want to talk to us? You're going to bite us. What?
Wow. Well, what happens in Reno stays in Reno, I guess.
It's almost midnight.
It is.
Yeah.
Well, it's midnight somewhere.
Are you pretty tired? It's been a long day.
Yes. We have mandatory 7 a.m. breakfast for BPAA.
Really?
Yes.
Mandatory? Do you have to do push-ups and sit-ups and things at that time?
Jumping jacks about 500. So, yeah, it's all right.
Where's your beautiful girl at? Is she home?
She's in Texas. I'm sure she's up watching.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Hey, you're not home. What do you care?
That's exactly right.
Tennille Milligan, they're trying to kill some time here while
And that gentleman that's hugging her is our television producer, Jim
That's
Townsend, JT, who's been around women's bowling probably before they used bowling balls. I mean, he's been around that long and knows the sport and loves the sport. And so he knows his way.
comment
Any relation to Donald Trump? No.
JT.
Actually, in many ways, Donald and I are not alike.
You don't quite have the same thing that Donald
his hair
does.
is like
his hair's
is
awful.
a comedy. This is a work of art. I have an excellent stylist. 102 in Houston. It was 100 in Dallas when I was changing planes. I do not miss the humidity.
I do, I'll tell you that much.
I don't. I just get so darn much of it year-round almost in southern Florida that when I can come out to a dry place like here, I don't mind at all as I'm peeling skin off my legs.
I can't take it. My skin can't take it. I was telling Jason today that every night when I go back to the hotel room before going to bed, I run the shower and fill the tub with hot water to increase the humidity level in the room.
Oh, I never thought of that.
It keeps you from...
I do that instead of ironing my clothes.
I do that too. You just hang it in the shower and turn on the shower.
I've done that before.
Yeah. That's the easy way to do it, right?
Yeah, I've done it before. I cannot iron, so. Actually, you might get, if those of you are going to, you might get a mediocre hair day tomorrow at 3 o'clock. We'll see.
See if you
Not
clean
sure
up
how
for
it
us.
depends on it depends on what time. I'm going to try to go to the gym tomorrow, so it depends on what time I do all that.
They do have a nice gym facility at the Silver
Great.
Legacy. I've been down on the treadmill the last few days, and it's very nice.
The guys in the pink shirts are running around working hard. They're
Yes,
the
they are.
tournament directors, and they are attempting to get this thing going. They know it's late. They know everybody would like to get back to their hotels, and they want to make sure everything's exactly right with this senior.
And I'm sure that the bowlers in the regular division wish they could be bowling right now.
I was just in Colorado there. I was vacationing briefly. 97 in Chattanooga, 106 in Oklahoma. Wow.
Yeah. My girlfriend Danielle, who's a meteorologist in Oklahoma City, said that she was grappling with whether or not she should put the 100s in the forecast for this week, and she decided to because it's pretty warm out there. And actually, it was warmer in Kansas than it was in Texas and Oklahoma yesterday. That's what she was telling me. Further north you got, the warmer it got.
Well, just for those of you who are going to be watching when we tape on Wednesday, the shows will be July 3rd on ESPN2, 8 o'clock Eastern. The weather forecast calls for 0% chance of rain, the last I checked.
Yeah.
So that won't be the issue. We did have a ton of wind today, and anybody who flew into Reno knows what I'm talking about, because once the pilot tripped off the automatic pilot, it was a wrestling match to get in here. It was extremely windy just in the block that I walked over here at about the same time that we're going to be taping Wednesday evening. So how that's going to affect the bowlers, we'll have to ask them. They'll know better than I do. And we'll see. Hopefully, frankly, we don't have an issue where the weather is going to be a factor. We want this to be as clean as possible to get the best possible bowling. We're going to have 5 great bowlers no matter what. And, you know, you want the best of everything for the women and for the fans and for the spectators. In front of us, we're going to have Rocio against Missy Parkin. And they're going
to introduce the seniors.
Oh, okay.
So no practice. They're just going to go right into it. Pretty long break to not have any practice.
Yeah, we are not talking about practice here.
Just getting the standings here. Going to slap them up on Facebook real quick.
Well, again, Kelly will be in first. Missy Parkin a solid second. Shannon O'Keefe third. Linda Barnes hanging into fourth. And Tennille Milligan, number 5. And we'll get the pluses for you here in a second. We'll do our crude math. Even though both of us have our phones out and either one of us can easily use the calculator feature, we're old-fashioned. So the matches we're looking at, we have Yuko Tsuchiya against Jody Westner. Rocio Restrepo against Missy Parkin. Shannon O'Keefe and Tennille Milligan. Again, another matchup of good friends. Leanne Hulsenberg and Kayla Bandy. Erin McCarthy and Brenda Padilla. Linda Barnes, Brittany Hamilton, and once again, we somehow can't get Kelly Kulick in our eyesight very well. She's well down on the left.
Standings are posted on my Facebook page. Facebook.com/LucasUSBC. Facebook.com/LucasUSBC. Kelly Kulick up by 140 or so pins now.
Wait a minute, that's 18 plus 25, 143.
Yep. And Shannon O'Keefe, third place, 100 back of second. Rocio Restrepo plus 626. She's going to have a lot of work to do tomorrow if she wants to make it. I think it's going to be real tough. Right now she's 300 pins off the show. And that's a challenge against a field of this caliber. Leanne Hulsenberg almost 300 pins off the show as well. And Liz Johnson 2-5 in match play today. She is 250 pins outside of the number, which a little bit more manageable than 300, but still,
right.
a lot of work.
That's with winning her last 2 matches. She was 0-5 at one point, which is amazing, but not been at her best tonight.
As for the seniors, things have actually tightened up a little bit at the top, because Lucy Sandelin's been leading this thing since the get-go, but Ginny Nacarado has made a charge to try to get the top seed, but she still trails by 54 with 1 game to go. But with the 30 bonus pins, she just needs to beat Lucy by 25 this game. And we do have that match down there for you. Dana Miller-Mackey in third and Robin Romeo in fourth. In that stepladder setup, it doesn't really matter who's third and who's fourth because they'll bowl each other no matter what.
Right.
So determining first and second, it'd be pretty big deal, I think, if Lucy were to lose the lead in the last game. I don't think it's going to happen, but that would be pretty incredible considering how Lucy has dominated the senior side all week. Genie with a spare in the second, so back-to-back spares for Nakarada. Big four here for Jody Westner. Takes the 2.
Jody in 9th place.
Yeah, 150 off the show with 9 games to go. So a lot of folks are still going to be in the hunt to make the finals.
Mm-hmm.
Should we have a lot of drama tomorrow?
Oh yeah, that's that last game. We could be fighting for, almost certainly fighting for the last spot in the show.
Yeah, you would think so. Again, the coverage of the senior stepladder starts at 1 p.m. Pacific time tomorrow. That's 4 p.m. Eastern. And then the final round of match play for the U.S. Women's Open regular division is at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. And we started about 7:50 or so, and it's 11:11. Make-A-Wish. 11:11. So
Candlesticks.
it's about 4 hours, 20 minutes to.
Ooh.
Oh, 3 hours and 20 minutes. Boy, it's late.
Don't worry about it. You've done enough math. Just stick
know,
to figuring out scores as they go along here. How about that? Shannon O'Keefe opens with a triple.
Maybe she's ready to go to bed, wants to throw some strikes and get out of here. Kayla Bandy and Brenda Padilla thinking the same thing. They both have the front 3. Appreciate all the diehards hanging with us and watching the live coverage this late in the day. 468 of you still hanging out with us, so thank you very much for your dedication and support of Bowl TV. USBC happy to bring you this broadcast as we take a look at the scoreboard on our senior match. And Lucy has opened. Remember, Jeannie needs to win by 25 pins to take the top seed for the show.
And 4 in a row for Shannon O'Keefe. And the same for Kayla Bandy on lane 37-38. So Tennille Milligan in the top 5 through the first 7 of 16 match play games. We're running into some trouble here with Shannon O'Keefe. And handles it expertly. Spare strike through 4. Slow start in the Restrepo-Parkin match. Missy Parkin, spare, open spare, and now leaves a single pin in the 4th frame, while Restrepo went single pin miss and then came back with strikes in 2 and 3. And meantime, Brenda Padilla has hit the front 5. Aaron McCarthy converted a split in the opening frame, and then came back with strikes in 2, 3, and 4. So a very entertaining match developing there. And Tennille Milligan has walked smack into a 7-10 split.
Some people tossing some strikes out there this game, huh, Dave?
Oh, heck yeah.
Front 5.
Front 5. Yeah. And then we have 2 lanes side by side, 2 veteran bowlers. Leanne Hulsenberg leaves the big 4, and Tennille, of course, stuck with that 7-10.
You never bowl next to a split.
And sometimes you can't control it.
Stu Upson in the building. How about that?
Yes,
late
sir.
At night, the executive director of USBC. That's dedication to women's bowling right there.
Leanne got 3 of the big 4, leaving just the 4-pin behind. Stu can keep up a late night.
That's right.
He can keep up a late night.
Shannon with the front 4. Trying to make quick work of Tennille Milligan here. That's a pretty good shot right there. Little smile on her face. Well, Jeannie's not putting up much of a fight down there against Lucy. Back-to-back splits for opens in the senior match. And Lucy with a 17-pin lead in a match that she basically just needs to stay within 25 pins of Jeannie to keep the top seed. So Lucy shooting the spare here. Looks like a 5-9 to me. It's hard to tell, though. We're kind of far away from that.
I can't see who Liz Johnson is bowling, but Liz midway through the match has posted a double.
Look at that McCarthy-Padilla match.
Wild.
Front 6 for Padilla and spare 5-bagger for Aaron.
It seems like Aaron's throwing either 255 or 180. You know, there's not a like a 209 in her repertoire tonight. She's either been unbelievable or just off.
They're just starting practice in Thailand for the gold medal match. Kayla Bandy, front 6. There's Lucy Sandelin.
And
up by 14.
Padilla leaves 1 standing.
Yep,
broke
10
up at 7-10. 7 was hanging around a little bit and finally got knocked over.
Jody with a light hit there to 2-5. She's trailing by 3 against Yuka.
Kayla Bandy
Yep,
had her
missed.
streak interrupted.
It's left a 4-pin. Shannon O'Keefe's our last hope.
We had a 299 tonight from Kelly Kulick.
Seemed like ages ago, doesn't it?
It does. We had some 279s. We've seen people string 10 straight. But the 300 is elusive. We've had 15 fewer 300 games in qualifying than we did a year ago. We were down in Texas at AMF Euless Lanes.
Well, Shannon O'Keefe, front 6. You know she would like to go to bed with a big final game and a nice win and confidence booster for tomorrow. 7th frame, trying to keep it going. Pretty solid.
She knew it.
You can tell when she pops up like that.
Yeah.
They all have their tells. If you watch them long enough, you get to learn them.
Meantime, Maren McCarthy, 6 in a row after hitting a split. She converted a split. Didn't see which one it was. It was an 8, and then she converts it. So that match with Brenda Padilla is highly entertaining.
Jeannie Nacarado 60 in the 5th, and they make a good point in the chat that Robin or Dana Miller-Mackey could sneak into the 2nd spot here because Jeannie is really struggling, and we'll take a closer look at the standings.
You do that while I'll
pretty,
watch.
Yeah, pretty close. It's only 18 pins back from 3rd, and 37 back from 4th is from 2nd is Robin Romeo.
Front 8 for Shannon.
They have started in Thailand. Marshall Kent starts with a strike. Unfortunately, I think we'll be off the air before they finish.
We will be, but Shannon O'Keefe may be dancing all night. If you saw her come off there, she looks like she just got here.
She's got a lot of energy. That's what happens when you're physically fit.
That's what I was going to say. I mentioned this a couple of hours back about the time she spends working on her conditioning and her other sports that she plays, and I think it's starting to show. How about that?
Yeah, Tennille just left a 7-10.
Again?
Off camera.
That's her second one in this game.
Yeah. She's getting railroaded by O'Keefe.
And what were the standings between those two? Tennille 5th and O'Keefe is 3rd.
Yeah.
So if Tennille drops to 4 and 4, Brenda Padilla could easily pass her.
Oh, yeah.
They're only, 32 apart? Wait, 26. Yeah, 32 apart.
Brenda could shoot 279.
Yep, plus pick up the 30 bonus. if she can defeat Erin McCarthy, but there's no guarantee she can.
And it's really looking like Jeannie could potentially fall from second to fourth in the senior match. She's not going to fall off the show, but it doesn't matter if she goes from second to third or to fourth, because third, fourth, same thing, bowl each other. I think you lose choice of starting lane, maybe.
Okay.
Which is, can be important, but not the end of the world.
And Tennille, just happy to see a 10-pin.
Yeah,
after
no
that.
7. Because Dana Miller-Mackey can shoot 237, Robin Romeo can shoot 267, and Jeannie Nacarado can only strike out for 2-0. So it looks like she could drop. But Lucy Sandelin has all but locked up the number 1 seed for the senior finals. They got the iPads out with the cameras ready for Shannon O'Keefe's 9th frame. She's got the front 8.
7-10 for Jody Westner. The pins are apparently tired. Well, we've got our cameras out too.
Here is O'Keefe, front 8. That's solid. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
The fist pump. And actually, it's not out of the question for Shannon to potentially catch Missy here this game. It's a 100-pin gap between second and third, but I think that Shannon could actually get there. Missy's only shooting, on pace to shoot 2-0 this game, but she's going to win the game, so that's going to keep it. Yeah, that's probably going to keep it from happening, but it's not out of the realm of possibility.
All right, well, 10th frame here for Shannon.
Jeannie Nacarado just left another split.
She just may be out of gas here.
She's running out of gas. Shannon O'Keefe, front 9. Last game of the night.
See if she pops up. She likes it.
Yep. Shredded the rack. 10 in a row. Erin McCarthy spare 8-bagger down there.
She looks like she could go another 15 games.
Match. Yeah.
She may ask them
O'Keefe?
to leave the lights on.
Yeah.
Let me
she may
bowl
want to
another
practice
3 or 4
afterwards.
more hours. Then I'll go run, do CrossFit, and then I'll be ready to go. She may be looking for a softball game at 1 in the morning.
Marshall Kent down 10 after 3 frames in Thailand. Shannon O'Keefe, front 10. Trying to extend it to 11. Little late night fireworks here at the National Bowling Stadium. Oh, yeah.
She's not even close to missing.
We're live at the U.S. Women's Open here at the National Bowling Stadium. Shannon O'Keefe, final game of the night, and 11 strikes in a row to start off this final game of this evening session of match play. Can Shannon O'Keefe put together our second 300 of the tournament? Here's the final shot. It's in. Oh, 298. You can tell off her hands she pulled it. 298 for Shannon O'Keefe. She leaves the 4-7.
So that
great game, though. Way to finish, huh?
Ends up being 328 with the 30 pins.
Yeah.
And her third place position just gets that much stronger. Linda Barnes, pretty good shape. Her match against Brittany Hamilton, but Hamilton's off a double. Barnes has got to make a spare in the 9th frame, but she stands at 185 at the moment. Linda 4th. Neil Milligan struggling in this game, and not that Shannon O'Keefe was not brilliant, but Tennille didn't offer much resistance. She may end up shooting something as low as 162 or 161. The best she can do is 173. So her plus is going to take a hit, and Brenda Padilla may pass her. In fact, I think she will pass her, Lucas. Brenda could shoot 259 plus 30.
And because McCarthy opened, like you said, and shot 255. Brenda still needs one more strike and 7 to win.
So Aaron McCarthy could be throwing 255 and losing.
Yes. Marshall Kent up by 4 pins after 4 frames in Thailand. Championship match of the boys singles.
And Missy Parkin coming around.
She got a double. She
Yep.
got to 225 this game, but that gap between her and Shannon O'Keefe is definitely going to be much smaller.
A third
37
7-10 for Tennille Milligan.
That's not going to be. Two extremes here. Shannon O'Keefe goes to bed on a high note, and Tennille will go to bed on a
She
frustrating
will be
note.
cranky.
171.
171.
Oof.
Wow. And that's taking the Lucas Jinx to new heights, because we talked to her on mic in between while we were waiting.
That's what
and
happened.
She goes out. That's the last time she may ever speak to you.
It looks like Robin Romeo may jump from 4th to 2nd in the senior division, because she shot 236 and defeated Dana Miller-Mackey.
Not yet.
She shot 217.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
sorry. You're
yeah.
right. You're right. My apologies. Yeah,
So,
Dana can do 217 as her best.
So Robin picks up the 30 bonus there, plus a few more sticks. And Jeannie can only, she can only shoot 176 here. And she hasn't lost this game yet.
Right. Linda Barnes left an open in the 9th. The best she can shoot is 217. However, Brittany Hamilton, and I can't see what it is, but it looks like she left a split and then popped 2. So Linda Barnes will win that game. And while her score won't be outrageously great, it's still a win. And she'll pick up a strike. She could roll a 217.
It looks like if Nacarado strikes out and somehow finds a way to beat Lucy Sandelin, she can actually potentially hang on. I'm trying to do some math here. 17. Yeah, I think she can hang on to the number 2 seed, but Jeannie needs to strike out and she has to win.
Meantime, Missy Parkin, we haven't seen Kelly Kulick score, but Missy Parkin is finishing in impressive fashion. After a very slow start, she has strung together 4 in a row, including 1 here in the 10th. So she is going to defeat Restrepo.
Interesting finish in the senior division down there, as Jeannie gets another one.
5 in a row for Missy.
Yep, she's going to shoot in the 220s. So here's is that Jeannie Nacarado down there? I think it is. In our senior match, she strikes out. She shoots 176. Forces Lucy to get the first one. So I think she needs to double here in the 10th and get good count to. It's not going to happen for her. Washout. She's going to drop to at least the number 3, maybe the number 4 seed in the step ladder tomorrow. After 5.5 frames in Thailand, Marshall Kent is down by 19 pins.
Uh-oh.
In the championship match of the boys singles at the World Youth Championships.
Well, she converted that.
Oh, she did. So
Yeah.
it's not going to be enough. She's only going to shoot 152. And
right.
she just, too many opens in that game. And she's going to drop to the number 4 position.
Well, we have one
ladder.
match, Lucas, I can't see who it is, but the 215, 214 on the far left.
Yeah, my eyes are failing me this late
Yeah.
in the evening.
Well, Aaron
It looks like
McCarthy-
Liz Johnson on the bottom.
Aaron McCarthy shot the 255 and 1 over Brenda Padilla. But there might be enough of a gap between Padilla and Milligan there that Padilla goes ahead.
Yeah, Brenda shot 249.
Tennille
Oh,
171.
yeah. Yeah, she moved
So
ahead.
they'll
She
flop.
moved ahead of her. Yeah.
So Padilla now makes the top 5. We don't And unfortunately, I can't tell you what Stephanie Nation did because we can't see that
might
far
be.
down.
I think that
The
might
far
be.
left?
Yeah, she lost by 1.
By
214.
1, so she doesn't get much benefit there.
Yeah, I think that that's who that was down there.
Oh, then she lost to Liz Johnson, probably. No, Liz 234.
215, I think, is Liz down
That's
there.
Liz, so
I
that
think
was
on the end,
Liz.
yeah.
Okay, so
Might
Liz,
be Kelly with the 234.
Well, that would be logical.
Yeah, I think it is Kelly with the 234.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Against Rachel Perez.
We are done, and I am done. I will leave you the last words of the night.
Yes.
And I just want to thank those who have stuck around from all over North America, including our friends in Canada and Australia and Venezuela.
Yeah.
And
all over the
particularly
place.
Fort Lauderdale.
We have a very international audience here on
Yes.
Bowl TV.
Thank you
It's a
guys
beauty.
very much. We certainly appreciate the comments, particularly those about my hair. And I'll bring my hair. Perhaps I'll bring Chris Barnes tomorrow. We'll see.
Let's watch the final shot here from Lucy Sandlin. She's going to have the top seed for the senior show. Tomorrow it's going to be Lucy, number 1. It looks like Robin Romeo, the number 2 seed. Dana Miller-Mackey, the 3 seed. And Ginny Nacarado, the 4 seed for our stepladder. Dave, thanks for sitting in. We'll let
My
you
pleasure,
head
guys.
out,
Jason,
and, we'll
thank
see
you for your great camera work, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Thanks, Dave Lamont.
Their stepladder finals will begin tomorrow, roughly at 1 p.m. Regular division finals will resume at 3 p.m. tomorrow.
So you hear the announcement that the seniors begin at 1 p.m. and the regular division starts at 3 p.m. Let's see, 2, 4, 6. After 7 frames, Japan up by 14 on Marshall Kent. I don't know if you want to stay on to keep updating that, Jason, but. They're saying, please stay on to update on Marshall Kent. That's what they're saying in the chat. They want us to stay. It's only 3 frames, I guess. Can't hurt. See if Marshall Kent wins the gold medal or not. It's he's down 120 to 106. With 3 frames to go, Marshall working on a strike. Japanese player working on a spare. Had a 5 count. The 7th. Japan, a lucky trip to leave just the 2-pin, breaking up the split. Barely made the spare. So Marshall Kent's going to have a chance to cut it to single digits with a strike in the 8th. I can't believe I'm doing play-by-play based on text message from Thailand.
Yeah, just so folks understand how this is working is one of our colleagues who is there traveling with Junior Team USA in Thailand is sending Lucas texts, which he is sharing with all of you on how Marshall is doing. Unfortunately, no live video from the youth championships this year.
You can see me texting away there. Texting with Neil Stremmel. He's out there in Thailand. It's a big deal if Marshall can win the gold medal in the singles.
But you know what would alleviate this problem if we just taught Neil how to use Twitter? It would be a whole lot easier.
That's true. If he had Twitter, he could just be tweeting these results. We should be hearing any second what Marshall does in the 8th. He has a chance to cut it to single digits. And Neil's typing Marshall strike in the 8th for the double. So he is now cut it to 3, if my math is right.
Question in the chat, how come there's no live streaming of the World Youth? Because
we're here.
Typically it's Lucas and I that will do many of the international events, and we could not be in 2 places at once.
So Marshall down 3, 2 frames to go, a chance to take the lead in the 9th. Marshall just struck in the 9th frame to take the lead. Marshall leads by 7.
Well, for those of you that don't follow international bowling, Junior Team USA has, in some ways, a bit of a disadvantage. It's been a struggle over the years for the youth to be able to keep up with what the adults do. So this would be a really impressive win for the United States and a fantastic accomplishment for Marshall Kent if he can pull it out.
Japan strikes in the 9th. So Marshall still up by 7 heading into the 10th frame, and the Japanese player will finish the match first. Neil saying it was a light strike in the 9th. So it sounds like maybe a little bit of a luck factor there. Coming up light, carrying it for the strike. So waiting to hear. Neil typing as we speak. Hey, everybody. I'm sure you'd rather be watching Marshall Kent instead of me, but
Luke is reading texts, but
I'm actually, as Neil sends me this thing, I'm writing the score, the frame by frame down on a napkin so that I can keep track of the scores. We're heading into the 10th frame now. There's at least 350 people who are still interested in this because they're still hanging around and watching.
either that or 350 people went to bed and left their computers
Yeah,
on.
that's true. Neil says that the Japanese player went high, left a 3-pin, and spared it. About to shoot the fill ball, so Marshall in good shape here. I believe Marshall's just going to need a mark in the 10th, if my math is right. Left the 210 on the fill. 197, if my math is right. Yep, 197 for the Japanese player. Marshall Kent up now. Marked to win with good count, I believe. Marshall needs a mark in the 10th to win. Marshall up now, waiting for it to come in here. People in the bowling center here even gathering around us for the updates. Neil's typing as we speak. A late falling 10 for the win. Marshall Kent takes the gold. Marshall Kent with the singles gold medal in Thailand. And some folks here cheering the victory.
Celebration in the National Bowling Stadium.
A late falling 10 for Marshall Kent as he wins the gold in Thailand. So congratulations. Another strike in the 10th for Marshall. And he wins the gold medal in the World Youth Championships. So congratulations, Marshall Kent, on the win.
Sorry.
While we're waiting for the calculation of the scores, I'd like to acknowledge and congratulate Marshall Kent, bowling in the World Youth Championships. He has won the gold medal representing the United States. Congratulations, Marshall, bringing the gold home to the USA.
Pretty cool. Gets a round of applause from the folks that are still here in the bowling center waiting for the official scores. So congratulations to Marshall, and that's going to wrap it up. I guess we'll go ahead and say goodnight. The final official results will be posted on Bowling's US Women's Open.com. So be sure to check that out. I'll try to Facebook it as well. So that's going to do it for tonight. We will have a wrap-up for you of everything on bowl.com. Thanks for sticking with us. We will see you back here tomorrow at 1 p.m. Pacific time for the Senior Championship match. Championship round, I should say. Thanks, everybody. See you tomorrow.